Welcome, guys. Welcome. We're back with GALCIV 4. This is part 3. It's actually technically part 4, I think. But anyway, we sort of spent the first episode was really just sort of going through the game itself and sort of just setting things up very, very slowly. Now we're sort of into part 3 of the actual gameplay, I guess. Let's get into it. So we'll just go and continue from DAS03. There we are. So DAS01 was the setup, DAS02 and, well, DAS03 was part 2 anyway. I should actually name them better, I guess. But anyway, we sort of, we know what we're doing. Now, I did get a few comments during the previous week about what I was doing and what I was doing wrong. I love getting them, by the way. I absolutely love it. So thank you for taking the time to critique the gameplay, which, as I said before, is something that I do actually appreciate. I learn a lot from it, to be honest, and I think there's been a bit of oversight with a few things that I've actually sort of done here. So, hi, orangutans, how you going? So we're streaming to both Twitch and to YouTube, so welcome, guys. So I'm sort of streaming a lot to YouTube now, just because it actually keeps the video, keeps it sort of up, so people can watch this even when it's not live. So I try to sort of explain things as if it's actually a YouTube video, but it is a live one. Now, I don't know if we ever got to the bottom. I haven't seen an update yet for the game since we spoke about just how bright the under area is, which is extremely bright, and that was listed as a bug. So there hasn't been an update in the time since I played last time. So unfortunately, we do have these very, very bright stars underneath. So that will hopefully be fixed soon, I would imagine. So yeah, there's been no update. Actually, I wonder if it's my version. Let me have a quick look. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to go out and I'll just have a quick look at outside of this. If I go back across to my own Steam library. And I should have done this beforehand, but I've only just thought, hang on, I didn't get any updates. And I do check them. Like every day I check to see what's coming, like, you know, as to what's actually sort of in the works. And I try not to ditch them. I've got, like, 42 completed, so I can see when the last time that something was updated. And for me, it was June 17th, so quite some time ago. So what's that? Nearly a week and a bit ago, a week and a half ago. But I'll have a quick look and see what version I'm actually on. So if I go and click on that one through there. Yeah, it is the Insiders. That's the one I wanted to be on. That's the one that sort of gets the preview stuff. Yeah, there's a dev journal there. I'll just see if there's anything at all in the community hub about when the next update is going to be coming. Because if I go to news, that will be where they will tend to put things. But yeah, there's nothing much there. Nothing much there. Okay, so that's all right. Look, I'll so it's been a little bit of time since the last of the things in the discussions. Yeah, no, it hasn't been anything going there. Okay, no, that's okay. We'll just sort of leave it where it is. I'll have to get my head into sort of how we've been going. Hi, Scratchcot, how are you going? Did you have time to test my board? No, I'm extremely time poor, I've got to say. I am so stretched at the moment. I've actually, in both streaming and also in my actual, like work-wise and family-wise, it's sort of like, it's one of these things where I only get to sort of like read my emails, for example, once a day, which is just before I start streaming. So I sort of feel a bit bad. We had the giveaways yesterday, and I didn't. Basically I missed it it's been nearly 24 hours since I looked at my emails. So anyway, I got the game giveaway was sent out just about 10 minutes ago for the winner from one of the winners from yesterday. So Belfagor saying Nucleum today update video game was updated. Mine isn't, and it would come up in that list. Hang on, let's have a look and see. It would actually say, like, this is the 17th of June. It would actually say, and it's not there. Even with the Insiders build is the test build. So yeah, so that one actually it won't be there. Oh, even Holes, how are you going? YouTube live stream also has no ads. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure actually. It should do. It's like it does come up and say ads are going to be auto managed. So maybe you're just lucky when you're doing it. I'm not sure. All right. Anyway, let's get into it. So we've got the. We'll continue on. We'll just resume in this case. And so I'm not exactly sure. I can't even remember where I'm up to with it. I know that we were trying to get. Now there was a system called Alcab. Wait, where's all my names? There it is. Alcab 4. It's Alcab 3. There it is. Yeah, this one here. Yeah, there was a question, why on earth didn't I actually settle this? And every time I go over it, people, and the thing was, what the hell, why aren't you at least there? And the answer is, I do not know. Maybe it's this angle here where I just don't get to see it. I've got no idea. Again, that was a question as to why I haven't actually why I haven't done that one. So that's I'm mining both of those thuliums. This one here is a class 30, but yeah, this one here, yeah, really should be a core world. It is bombarded. Why on earth didn't I settle that? There's no impediment to that, I don't think. So I think we'll start to sort of so we'll go to Cragstone Prime, our capital, and sort of set some things up in through there. We've got different fighters and stuff coming through. Just check the sound is also not where it normally is. Do I have the what's happening with the sound? I might just start again, guys. I'm just going to exit the game and come back into it and see what's happening. Scratchcrotch saying I had a bug recently. A ship stayed cloaked for the entire battle. Could we try to? Oh, look, I've got to keep the pacing going. Sorry. I do remember from last times, like I don't mind showing little bits, but it's going to be trying to recreate bugs. Your best bet for that is to actually literally go to the forum and actually try to get the testers to actually try to do that rather than a live stream. It's that would be the best bet to sort of those sort of more in-depth questions are best handled in that sort of forum, I think, in the actual forum, because there are. There's a lot of people there who will really sort of do a deep dive into things, which is great. But yeah, it's going to be to set things up and then test things is going to be a little bit too difficult. My goal with when I do these, by the way, is more just for people who are sort of on the edge of knowing if they want to buy the game or not. So usually when I sort of show things, it's not to debug the game. It's more to explain or show things that people may have where it's an impediment to them knowing whether they want to get the game or not. So that's sort of more the style, if that makes sense. That's really the focus that I have. So I don't mind showing little things like quickish things, but yeah, anything that's going to mean that I'm going the other way. The sound is still not there. Why is that? I can hear it just. Yeah, I've got the. Just bring that up a little bit. It is there. I'll just bring that up a little bit as well. I'm not sure what's going on there. I'll just click on done. Anyway, let's get into it. Is the game? No, it doesn't seem to be. It's very, very quiet though. Anyway, let's just get into it and see how we go. So we'll just go and continue. I can hear it now. Just seems extremely quiet. Yeah, I'm surprised that the interface was as quiet as it was. I think we turned it down because of the because it was so annoying. The actual the bits and pieces that were happening. So this one here, double click. Again, the sound isn't. This is surprising me. There's normally a really loud grinding sound that comes from these. Actually, when we were going to check that, where we were going to check and see if we had a an executive order where we can actually sort of just go and grab one of these. So we've got the precious scientists, draft civilian ships. Yep, that's okay. Draft colonists. This one here will give us a reduce approval for 10 turns, 2%. I'll definitely take that at this stage. So I'll draft more colonists. So we'll spend the 33. It's an easy way for us to get a settler ship, and we'll move that one off to RCAB 4. So we'll get that one going through. By the way, the movement, you get like a boost to your movement when it's inside your own territory, which is sort of like, that's another reason to try to expand as much as you can is for that to actually happen. Okay, let's just see what we've got next. Idle core world. This is money world. All right, so I'm going to have to get my head back into how things are going. Okay, so Scratch got saying for gameplay, could you go directly to carriers in technology now? I'm not sure, actually. And I'll come back to that. I can only go directly to what's in here. So carriers, again, it could be depending on what factions you're playing. But I thought carriers were a fair way back. I thought they were. Got battle cruisers. No. The answer is no. You can't just go straight to the end and pick them up. Yeah, so no, you'd have to go through the whole list. So you can only sort of do the next one in line. So that would, yeah. So that's the answer. The answer to that one is at this point, no, you can't. So did you mean like that you can just go through and go straight? Rangatang saying, "Wow, carriers is after dreadnoughts." Yeah, I'm not sure why. What the order of that is. It may just be because it's the bigger ship. Hi, Mr. Jazz. How you going? Fair way back. Yeah, at the very end. I was thinking maybe it's somewhere else that I don't know about, or maybe there's like a mini carrier thing somewhere. But no, it was at the extreme end. So, but the answer is no. So I'll click on done. All right, we're going to move into. I have Gum is saying, can you show the whole galaxy, please? Yes. So what we're playing here, I actually ended up playing on something that was a little bit too large for the pacing of the game that we're playing. What I wanted to show was the new clusters. And so what we see through here, this is the pretty much the whole galaxy. There's areas that we haven't seen yet in this other sector. We haven't been to this other sector at this point in time. And so we've got these other stars which have been sort of, we don't have any vision on these at all. And the reason we've got vision on the others is essentially through diplomacy. So we've sort of had diplomatic dealings back in this other sector. And so we've sort of come across, and there's another cluster in here. And what the game now has done with the way that the clusters work is that you can set the game up to have so that it's completely so it's spread evenly throughout your sectors. Which is what the default used to be until this version of the game. Or you can play with clusters. Now I can also then go and change the settings in here. If I just turn off all of these things, you'll see them. You'll see it much more clearly as to what's going on with the clustering. So if I just go back in and close that, so this is the clusters that we end up having. Essentially in the game. Now it's still showing the who's got what. And so in the sector that we're in, we ended up with a cluster down through here which we've been able to largely control. There's no habitable planets on this other side, or nothing that's really worth it, but I will still be trying to get my borders out there just to stop any other incursions in here. It is like the bordering system is really quite important. We also have things, for example, like there's some pirate ships in through here, which we will have to start to sort of get into. This clustering through here, what we've been trying to do is actually secure this edge of this cluster. So try to keep this other group. These are sort of like psychotic space frogs, which are sort of in this area through here, which was actually a faction that I did as a joke, but it's still actually in the game. I probably should ditch it out of my list of factions. Anyway, they've sort of got this region of space, and we do actually have some of the new hyperlanes go from the Alcab across into the Nicoli system, so we can travel very quickly across. So when the battles do start, we've got like a very, very clear way in for invasion, and similarly back for them. They can then move across through here. So getting this line here and controlling the space between it is going to be very, very important. So there's a lot more strategy now, or it's a lot more. It sort of promotes the strategy much more by having these clusters. When we go to the other system, you can see there that there's clusters being shared in through this other side. There's a group in through that side as well. I think that's the Altarians must be in this cluster. We've got another group in through there. So there's actually at least 4 factions in that side. There's only the 2 of us in our sector. So that's actually that's the galaxy that we've actually got at this point in time. So at this early stage of the game, I'm still just trying to establish my borders and essentially try to get contiguous borders all the way through, which means that the borders are sort of touching, because that will then sort of help to expand. But I do want to go and grab these planets. There's a lot of there'll be a lot of resources essentially that we'll be able to secure there, and also the further out this way I can go, the more likely I am to be able to then close off and sort of secure the this gateway through here. So there's like a subspace gateway. So that's the overview there. So I'll just go back into this one and reset and just turn them all back on. It's certainly much easier to see with all of that turned off as to what's actually going on there. Hi, Chris is saying, question, when starting a new game, the stars appear in clusters, but I'd rather have an even distribution of stars in one large sector. It seems you can't do that. Oh, yes, you can. Yeah, you can. I'll show you I'll show you the start so that you can actually see what I mean. If I just, I'll save the game. I think we've done something. I'll just call it, I'll just put it over the top of that one. All right, so if we go into, if I go back out to the main menu, so to get exactly what you're asking for there, oh, there we go. So Seeking Meta saying, hey, Daz, thanks for getting for Xenros 2 yesterday. I'm loving it. It's a great game. It's a great, great game. So congratulations on the win. That was a good win. A very solid win, actually. You were a long way out in front in the end. And I didn't think that you had won. Anyway, but it's the game is the game. All right, so if I'm going to go to new game, and I'll just keep the same faction that we're playing as. So I had also created these guys, which is the other group that we actually have in our section for us. We'll just go next. So in through here, this is actually where you now get to change things. This is think free, like there's no DLC for this stuff. So when you actually go in, if you're trying to create similar to what you had there before, what you might want to do is just go down to, for example, a number sector 1. This is actually one of the other things that that Stardock found, was that many people prefer not playing with the different number of sectors. They just want to have one large sector like the old games. So it's just a single sector, but you can then still change your galaxy size. So if I just go to say small, and I found that you could see it more clearly on medium, but if I'll go medium so you can see what I mean. And then the sectored layout, this is actually what happens per sector. And so essentially I've gone with full cluster, where they sort of are compressed in with a lot of gaps between them. But if I go the other way, so if I just go to uniform, that then sets up all the stars to just be uniform. Hyperlane frequency, I'll just leave that one where that is, and let's leave all the others where they are. So I won't touch anything else there. Just go next. So in our game, we do have the, how many have we got? We've got ourselves, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's seven in total. So there must be another. I haven't seen where the Drengen are. I don't think in the one that we're playing. We're just going to start the game. And the easiest way to test what's going on as well is to, I'll just click on done. So that's an even distribution. of the stars. So you're sort of seeing like the distribution there is very, very even. And if I then go back through the clustered sort of settings, if I go back out to main menu and if I then just change the clustering a little bit, if I go to new game, next, literally just change that to sector layout normal. So normal is now the new lightly clustered. And so that one there will then, if I just go back across, start a game, and in we go again. But in this stage, we're now going to have a little bit of clustering. We should do. Here we go. So we now have clusters in around the place, and then finally, if we just go back out, the last one will actually there'll be like even that's quite interesting. That's a very, very interesting sort of layout there. So if we just go back out to main menu, and we'll just do one more where it just pushes it, but I don't think it's going to change much on this sort of style. So we'll just go to new game. Next, that last one looked pretty clustered, didn't it? And then this is actually full on clusters. So it'll probably end up with less stars, I would imagine, maybe. But that's sort of how you can then sort of go and do it. All right, so we'll have a bit of a look. It's still similar to what we're looking at through there. And one of the other great things about this game, by the way, is once you've actually sort of got what you think is a good sort of system of starting the game. Just if you're unhappy, like in this case, you're thinking, oh, geez, I can't expand there. That's going to be terrible for me. Just go Control N, and it will then just use exactly the same settings. I don't know how long it does that for, but it does use the start settings and then just rebuilds you a new galaxy, essentially using exactly the settings that you had before. So it's quite a nice little system. They actually introduced that way back in Elemental or Fallen Enchantress. That would be a better one. So we've got a better sort of start here with the clustering. So yes, but you can actually get uniform if that's what you want. So Chris saying I didn't see that. Thanks. Yep. So yeah, missed it. Yeah. No, that's the setting, and then you've got the hyperlanes as well. So if you also want to really see what's going on, and you want to sort of just expose the whole lot to sort of just get a feel for the balance, there is actually a cheat that if you use the tilde key, which is the curly hyphen in the top left of your keyboard, it will then bring up the console, and you can do FOWNC, which essentially means fog of war, no contact, and you can then sort of get a bit of a feel for what's going on in the galaxy. So that will then sort of take away the fog of war with all the different bits and pieces on it. So you can actually then get in and just sort of see, okay, look, what have I got, in this sort of, have I got too many, crazy planets? Is there too many independents? Is the balance of forces okay? Like, with the way the factions are starting. So you can actually sort of see the whole lot. But if you are going to do that, so this is actually a great way to just do a bit of testing to see if it's, and to be honest, I should have done this before I started the game that we're currently playing, because the distances I've now got between the clusters is actually a little bit too much. So that sort of, that fog of war and no contact, if you don't do the NC, it means that when you do this, you then make contact with all the factions, and depending on how big the galaxy is that you're playing, that will end up, like, you have to then go through diplomatic relations with every single one of them if you just do FOW. Actually, I will show you how to set that up. Go to my Steam page. So if you're wanting to, and it is a good thing, I think, like there's some, like you can cheat, of course, with it, but it's actually a great way of doing all sorts of little things in the game just to sort of test things out. So what you need to do is you need to go into your library to do this. And in GalCiv, you need to just go back into Manage, or Property, sorry, and then you just go to General. So under the Properties, then General, and then just type in the word cheat in the launch options. So once you've typed that in, So advanced users may choose the modifications. Just type the word cheat in. When you do that, you'll then actually be able to use the tilde key to then go in and testing. So, and again, with the tilde key, if I just, so this is how to cheat in the game. If I just go and type the word help down the bottom, I'm going to get all of the different commands that I can then go and use. And so some of these will actually, for example, if I wanted to get, from here, if I'm not seeing the hyperlanes, and if I wanted to test those, I always forget what this one's called. But there is actually another command. I always forget it. Fast unlock. There it is. There. Fast unlock. And to find out what that is, I can just do help fast unlock, and it's just like using a console. Essentially, it's going to tell me a lightweight unlock command that unlocks all the text as quickly as possible. This does nothing else, and so it's essentially is just if I just type in fast unlock, I'm then going to see all the hyperlanes as well. And so the hyperlanes then sort of show up. So that's another way of sort of doing it. That's just unlocks everything. That's one way to unlock all the carriers. Is to immediately do that. That way you do get now if I started playing the game, I'd have every single thing is going to be unlocked essentially in the game. So all the text. So I can sort of also then check out different builds of ships and so on and so forth. So it's a quick and easy way to just sort of get into the game and or not even get in to play the game, but just to test the setups of how things are sort of then working. And again, if you are just using the strategic view, you can start to turn things off. Sort of just get the bits and pieces turned off in through here to sort of only sort of show the things that you want to be seeing. So you can sort of then see who's starting where, what are they doing, etc., etc. So it's a nice way to sort of set up what you can do. Orangutans are saying, what is FOW trans? I don't know actually. Let's have a look and see. Help. The FOW trans command will toggle all objects on the map to be visible through the fog of war. Oh, okay. So it's sort of like a translucency aspect. I'm not sure how that, how that would actually work. Let's. There's a question: how big can this get? Massive, monstrous. So if I go across into, just go and reset that one, and then just close it. If I just go back out again and just go back to the main menu, let's go yes. So the game itself, to make a monster game of this game, if you just go next, a lot of it has to do with how many factions you've created as well. Like it's sort of like you've got a bit of a limit there as well. So it's like the more factions you actually have, essentially the more you can actually have in the game. But if we go and start to have a look at this, and I'll just put it down to normal clustering. So in this case, the galaxy size itself will dictate a lot as to what you can then do, and you'll notice that its memory is 4 gigabytes and 2 CPU cores required. As I zoom this one up, 8 gigabytes, then we're looking at still 8 gigabytes for medium, 12 gigabytes there for large, and then a gigantic is 32 gigabytes of RAM. So you sort of are a little bit limited. I've got 64 gig on this computer. Number of sectors is also then going to start to sort of change just how big. So if I go to many, if I go to gigantic and many, I end up with a monster of a galaxy. Sector layout, I'll just go. I'll just keep everything else on the way it actually is. But if I go that way and just go to next, it says I can have up to 48 players. I think that's because I may have essentially what we have in through there. I'll just go and allow that to go. By the way, 48 is a compressed and condensed, that would be a condensed galaxy. I think because of the clustering, I've seen up to 96 with the way it can be created. They may have tweaked that to bring that down, but I've seen up to, allowing up to 96 players. But anyway, let's just go and start the game. And so this is going to take a bit of time just to generate. I'll just grab myself a glass of water. Yeah, I'm guessing that FOW trans would be something that you may, for cheats, just turn on so you can actually quickly go and get objects around space without actually exposing who else is out there. So it'd be good for cheating and securing like the resources, I would guess. All right, so this is our galaxy. So we're in this sector. So you can see that we're on a little cluster on the side here. And if I now go to I'll just go back in and just turn off all of these things again, just so we can sort of see what's going on. Close and tilde key. I'll just go and get all of the text. So I'll just go and do that one fast unlock. So we've just got all the text. So we're seeing different sort of clusters in around different areas as well, like even from back in there now. So we're sort of actually, yes, we've sort of now got better range with where we actually were. And now if I go and do the FOWNC, so if I don't put the NC on it, I'm going to be then talking to all 31 different entities. So that's now been opened, or is it still opening? There it goes. So it's now been revealed. And so this is our galaxy. So we've got the, essentially we've now got, this is the galaxy that we would then be playing in. So this is sort of like, this is the other extreme of just how big it can go and get. And so we've still got clusters everywhere. We started here in this little backwater, this little cluster, and then eventually would need to then get through this little area, deal with this group. They've then got links out to 3 others, across, etc., etc. So that's the extreme. That's the other extreme of playing the game. So it's a monster, and I would never play it this large. Actually, one thing I haven't done is to see what a gigantic galaxy is when you've only got one sector, but that's actually with many sectors. So you can really tweak the game all sorts of different ways. So if we just go back into the main menu, do you want to start? Yes. So if I go back to like new game, next, and just go to number of sectors, just one. So just one, but gigantic. It still says 32 gig in through here. So I'm not sure if it just makes one monster of a thing. It's only got 32 players now. So it's actually is smaller by doing it this way. Just go and start the game. And again, it may be the clustering that sort of reduces the number of allowable factions. But you will notice the game itself actually starts with a less number, and that's usually a good balance with what it actually suggests. Like in this case, 21 out of the 32. So usually it's about 2/3 of the number that it sort of thinks is actually comfortable. But they've put a lot of work into tweaking this now with what it does do. So that's like a just a very, very large single map. So that would be the only cluster we'd sort of then go and play on. So that would be, again, this would be much quicker than having the multiple sectors. But that is it's still pretty full on. Ultimately it would be extremely large, like to actually be able to then go and play this one. Anyway, let's go back to it. I guess I'm still thinking Distant Wars 2 still does much bigger maps than this though. Yeah, but this is a board game sort of style. Imagine having a board game where you're actually playing at this scale with pieces on a hex grid, extrapolated out to this. I mean, that would be the city block basically that you'd be playing a board game on. So it's sort of like in terms of a board game sort of style, it's that's monstrously large. It seriously, that is so much larger than what you're thinking. I think it's actually very, very big. It's just that it's extracted out into this hex grid, which Distant Worlds isn't. All right, so let's go back out to load the game, and we'll just do this one. Yeah, so it never end with this style of tile-based movement. Yeah, no, it's monstrous, absolutely monstrous. Okay, I'll just read a few of the others. I guess, yeah, so we've got Scratchcot saying, have you ever made custom ship styles? I made 3, but I've not, I haven't with this one actually. I've done it with, back in GalCiv 2, cause that's when it sort of was introduced, actually making your own style. So I did spend a bit of time putting things together. I also had created a faction for GalCiv 2 and 3 called DasBots, which was sort of like a synthetic citizens and things, and I'm sort of tempted to go and try to do that when I've got time. So Chris saying, thanks for that, Daz, great help. Yeah, no, there's so much you can do, but use the cheats to see whether it's going to be viable. Don't just start playing and then hope for the best. It's like, see if it's viable, then just restart, so it's actually fairly good there. Okay, then we've got RGB is saying Nightbot sucks to deal with it. So yeah, it does. What are you thinking? Stop spamming caps. I don't know what you've written in there. It's one of those things where, unfortunately, when battle mode comes in, his actual name is Caps, and anyone who speaks to battle mode ends up being smacked around by Nightbot. I'll just see what the message was. Pick all sectors. Pick all sectors, all crazy settings. Yep, I got that one. I'll just go to your next one as well. Oops, hang on. Sorry, I've just I've screwed up there. Sorry, guys. It's sort of Nightbot's getting in the way. Unfortunately, if you had a question, the second one, I have missed that one. Scratch just saying, I wondered about trying to make some custom scenarios, such as being in Iconian. Yeah, I don't know how to do that. Whatever is in saying Stellaris, Master of Orion, and Gal Civs. I'm not sure what you mean with that one there. Sorry, there may have been another thing I've missed. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean. Whether if that's the order that you'd like games, I'm not sure. Anyway, let's keep on going. So with ours, we actually do now have a now if I turn them all back on again, no, I haven't. Let's go and throw these back on again. I'll just reset, close, just so we've got them all there. So that one's now sort of moving across. We'll go back to this is Money World. Money World is one that has got like a lot of abilities with it. So the way that the worlds work, and I'll try to sort of explain these things as we go through as well. You've got planetary inputs, which essentially are the raw resources that come into their planets. You can see there raw resources coming from this planet and its corresponding colonies. These are processed by core worlds into usable resources for our civilization. And so this will give you a bit of a feel of what you overall the global idea for a particular world will be. And in this case, we've got like a monstrous amount of wealth input. You've got 20 coming back through here. And so we've been promoting wealth on this planet as much as we possibly can. So this one ultimately will become a world for making money. And you can see at the moment we're going back at -12 with the way the money sort of is being done. Taxes are low at like basically 20%. And so we've got like fairly high expenses now. The more I just use, instead of building buildings, the more I actually avoid building the buildings and just use the districts. You don't pay upkeep on districts, but generally you do pay an upkeep on the buildings. But having said that, they can be viable, but quite often you'll be wanting to build a lot more districts initially, just to sort of to get things going. Like we haven't built any financial districts, for example, but we do need to have a plan of how we're going to go ahead and do this. So let's just go through this particular planet. So it's got so with the income it's got 20 wealth input in through this one, but the income is only 8, and we can see exactly through what's happening through here. So we're taxing it at basically 20% of its total output, and so we see through there it says 7.99, but what we're seeing in the summary over here is just 8.0, and so that is, you can see that's 20% of the 40. So we're getting a gross income there of 40. The wealth input, we have the 20 just comes straight in off the top. We're getting tourism income of 0.19, so minimal. We're exporting food out as well, so we're getting a +2 there. Economic development of +10%. We're detached +10%. Core world capital of +5. This is actually coming through this particular building. So this one does give us a gross income per level, and we've got up to level 5 at this point in time. So we've got the an old precursor capital, gives us another +30 coming back into that one through there. And then we've got the governor, another +5%. So the governor, him or herself, I don't know if it's a him or a her. I'll say a him. Actually, I don't know. It looks a bit like a her for a dwarf. In this case, this one will have a gross income there of +5%, just with the way it's sort of helping things out. And so, and then we've got crime also then takes away. Now you'll notice that the all of those things come under the gross income, but the main ones we see is the 20 plus the 2 plus the 5, so that gives us sort of like 27. Then we end up with all the different percentages are then sort of, plus the 0.19 as well. And then the percentages then get sort of added up and applied to it as well. So we end up with where we end up with essentially another 100%. Well, it seems to be that way, doesn't it? Actually, that shouldn't be the way it works. I'm not sure how the 40 is getting there. If we're mainly getting, so I guess it's 30 plus. Then we've got the there's a bit there that sort of does get added in, and then we're only taxing 20% of that. So if I change the overall tax, and taxes are global, it's not done on a planet by planet basis, unlike distant worlds. So in this case, we just globally apply things to it, and this will then wildly swing what we'll actually get from this planet because of the. But we're keeping the low taxes to try to get growth. So we're trying to sort of promote growth on the world. And the citizens will sort of allow us to then sort of generate like the 2.8. We're getting a little bit there from the 4 citizens. If we end up with entrepreneurs on the world, which we will try to do at some point, that way we'll end up getting a lot more coming back in. Our citizens that we actually have, we've got an unusual little group in through here. They're all just citizens. Actually, if I go and click on these, I don't know if I can change these. So we've got entrepreneur there, but we haven't actually, we need to get private property rights, needs to be sort of acquired for us to be able to then sort of go and do that one. Entertainers as well. What do we need for that one there? We need spectacles tech. Now the private property rights, not sure where we get that. I don't know if that's actually a tech or somewhere else, but that's actually to get the entrepreneur, we need that particular ability back in through there as well to sort of then start to and that will then sort of generate provide a boost to the world's income based on their social trait. So if they've got like a high social trait, and our guys aren't very good with social, if we have a look and see where is it? If we have a look at what they've got, this guy has got social skills of 1. Maybe there's a Loxy. We've got a couple of Zoloxies. They're only 1 as well. This one's 3. That's not bad. And that one there is social skill of 2. That's Zoloxy one there, which is also a criminal. This is a criminal we have on the actual world itself. This particular citizen group is not all that happy. So they've got we hate our culture, for example. So they don't like being part of the dwarves. We sort of got this through an event, got these 2 Zoloxies. So these ones here, I would actually make that one into an entrepreneur if I could, just to sort of push things up a little bit on the world. But at this stage, we're still going to get up to 7 population. Population not changing at this point in time, so the growth is not really really going ahead. Which we may have to try to fix that. We'll let it go for a little bit of time just to sort of see how things are developing. But we do have to now sort of figure out what we're going to be building next. And ultimately, I've now built everything around the core world capital. So I've now got sort of things happening everywhere. This precursor treasury gives me a +2 to the actual to the wealth as well. We do have some more wealth back over through here. And so this one will then sort of give me a boost to whatever I go and build. If I go and build financial districts, they're going to give me mainly just a percentage income. They'll give me a boost to percentages, which is not a hell of a lot, to be honest. So I will eventually go that way, but I don't need to do it just yet. I'm probably better off trying to get my manufacturing up on this particular world. So I'll just have a look at what the buildings will do. So as we go through, we've got planetary mainframe. This one gives me a, I can only have one of these per colony, but that just gives me research, coordination beacon, that gives me influence. This one here is a starport. This one does give me, you can see there, it does cost 1 gerantium when we've got a lot of gerantium. So we can, and we need gerantium. So we're going to be able to use starports. This will then give me, the base effect is it will cost me one more, like it'll go from -12 to -13 income in this top corner here. And so all of these will have like a maintenance cost. The military production is space production, will then go up by +5%. Pollution goes up by 2%. And then the moves for the ships, so you can see down through there, increases material, shipbound material by easing the transportation of minerals to space, increases ship speed by 1 for ships constructed here. So when we build a ship there, we end up with a +1 move within the actual ships themselves. And then the bonus per level, so this is the, so the more levels we can get, we end up with the military production of +8. So military doesn't mean fighting, it means space production. Pollution goes up as well with each of them. The adjacency bonuses, we get +1 level to military, wealth, and manufacturing. So we do still boost the wealth. Now, I've been trying to also just make sure that my food is healthy, and I've got 22 overall, like globally, which is actually good. So we're sort of doing okay there. So we're actually producing enough food at this point in time. Let's have a quick look through planetary generator. That just adds to manufacturing. So you can see there it adds a whole number, not just a percentage. So manufacturing goes up by +1, which means that one will then go to 5.5. But again, I don't know if I really need it. My economic governor is suggesting we go and do that one. It does add +2 levels to manufacturing and military. So if I created like a hub for doing manufacturing, like we've got a booster down here of +3, and then we've got these +1s. So I could actually, and I could just get like a small hub for manufacturing on this world. Like it's a big world. We'll have to think about that one. Stellar Forge, massive starship foundry for providing material. This is a civilization achievement, so I don't want to be building it on this world. This is not a construction world, and so this one here is the yeah, it's not worth doing it on this particular world. Then we've got a gerantium processor. So this one converts gerantium into a powerful manufacturing material. So this one here is going to cost me 3 gerantium. Manufacturing goes up, pollution goes up by a long way. Yeah, so it's not really going to help me all that much. It's a civilization achievement to go and build this one, which I wouldn't mind building it, but not here. This is not the world for it. Supply depot. It's going to give me approval goes up and crime goes down. That's actually not bad for us, because crime on this world has been a problem. I'm not seeing it being as a problem here at this point in time. So we've got pollution at 12. Everything's pretty good. Like if I just get back out of this world and just hover over money world, I can then see crime as 10%. So I can sort of get like a bit of a summary here as to what's going on as well. So the crime is sort of then showing up there as a 10%, which is actually not terrible. Oh, there it is there. There's crime right there. So you can see there that we're getting Warforged, we get +2.2. Entertainment districts are making the, like we get +2 in through there. Core World Capital is a +2 into the actual crime. Guilt magnifier, we actually did apply this one to this world just to try to keep the crime down. And then we have the criminal traits. We've got 2 of them with criminal traits, the 2 Zoloxes, and so it's going up a little bit through there. So we could, if crime becomes a big issue, we can actually then reduce it with these sorts of, this is a bonus per level, by the way. So if I go and click and drag this one, I can sort of see where things will sort of then go and work. So in this case, I won't bother with that, but that is we would be able to reduce that if we can get that level up quite strongly. So yep, so that's that one through there. It's a manufacturing improvement. So if we can improve manufacturing around it, so that one may be actually worth the adjacency bonus. We get +2 level to manufacturing and military. We could use that as the hub here to and then build up the manufacturing districts in around it. So that's a possibility. The fusion power plant is going to Provide manufacturing of 20%, pollution of 5%, and manufacturing of 2.5% and around it. But it does give a +3 level to manufacturing around it as well, and to research. So that's interesting. Razar's lift in through here as well is going to give. But it's not really. That one costs a lot. This is the the galaxy's first space elevator. Adjacency bonus of 3 per level. It's not a big enough. Thing to go and build. Yeah, we only get one of those per civilization. This one here is a surveillance center. This one gets crime down by 5%. Base effective crime 5%, and then bonus per level another 5%. So that's a good one as well. And so the adjacency level bonuses. This is a military improvement, and so if we drag that one in, like at that location down there, see how there's like a little starship. That's +2 to military. So that surveillance centre for the to keep the crime down, I would be able to then get that one up to get a fair bit of the crime gone by just placing that building in there as well. So that's not too bad. The Governor's Manor, this is probably the one that we really want to be looking at. And so we end up with a, from what I can remember of what we do, we end up with a gross income of 3% per level. Loyalty goes up actually by 20. That's actually, maybe that's not the one I'm thinking of. That's not bad though. We get +1 per level all the way around. This is a planetary treasury. This is a colony unique, so a fortified financial centre dedicated to managing and securing planetary wealth. In this case, the gross income goes up by 25%, and then we have a bonus per level. This is a wealth bonus, so if I go and drag that, I've got a 3 there. And ultimately I'm thinking that I'm going to use this one, surround it with income levels. And so we can end up with getting the base is 25, we get another +30. That's actually not bad. Construction cost is only 100 there. See how it's not actually costing any. This one's one of these rare things that doesn't actually have any maintenance cost. That's actually very, very good. I might even just go with that one through there. Then we've got Planetary Fleet Command. This is a military improvement. So that's going to give me a fleet supply cap of +3, which would be okay. Fleet Command HQ, this one, we only get one of these per civilization. Fleet supply cap of +5. This one here is the Galactic Fleet HQ. These are all things that I don't really need to get at this stage of the game. Once in a galaxy achievement. So this is like, so there will be a bit of a rush to try to get this particular one. The maintenance is high on this one, but the fleet supply cap goes up by +5. This is new in the game, by the way, which is the that's control. That's culture points. This one here, fleet supply. So we end up sort of getting with more and more of this being able to allow to be sort of with the different ships that we then can bring in. So fleet supply is now a new way of trying to not have too many little ships everywhere. It encourages bigger builds, which is good. So they're trying to rebalance the way that people sort of play the game in that sort of sense by rewarding the bigger ship builds. They were finding that it was becoming a bit of a micromanagement game with the way that it would sort of, it was easier to just play with small ships. And so it was, in that sort of micromanagement type sense. But I think what we'll do is we'll just go and I think I will build one of these because there is no maintenance cost on this. And it is going to then dramatically boost what we end up having. So if I go and create, actually, what do we want with this one? Bonus per level is another 10%. Now, if I put then, if I go and grab, it's only 1 per level. And that one doesn't do the wealth. This one here, the income, it adds the wealth in around it. So if I throw that one into there, and then I'll just go and queue up a few of these things in around it. So if I go and throw a district, and make that into like an absolute financial block in through that other side, this ultimately will be massive. Like it's going to have, like the actual levels will go up dramatically with this, which will then sort of get over the top of what we have through here. I could try to build it quickly, but I think I'll just let it go. 28 turns isn't terrible. Let's just go and click on done. Sorry, that took a bit of time just to explain what was going on there with that particular one. Can you upload your stream to your stream race? I keep on getting asked that, and I keep on forgetting. So just keep on reminding me. So, best to worst, in my opinion. There we go, says whatever. So, Stellaris, Master of Orion. Master of Orion is too old now for me. Not that Galactic Galciv is bad. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's sort of one of those. It's interesting actually. The focus people have on the games. I guess that's what you get used to. Like I don't play much Stellaris. I don't know why. Like I just don't play it. And also Master of Orion, I could never play that again. If I was interested in Master of Orion, I'd play Interstellar Space Genesis because that is pretty much the Master of Orion sort of modern equivalent. But they're all great games. I tend to just focus on GalCiv and Distant Worlds. Like tomorrow I'll be playing Distant Worlds, continuing on that particular run that we've got going there. Just very, very different games, which is cool actually. All right, so we've then got idle ships. So we've got these. What I need to do is I need to make sure that each of my planets has got defenses. Now we're not seeing any little. We're not seeing anything in through there. I'll just show you what I mean as I sort of come back through. See, it's got like a small shield in the top corner when I look at it through there. This ship has got has got one of the Maguzu fighters just to try to protect it. And what that will then do is it'll just make the people in those worlds a little bit happier. So that one there, is that a core world? That is a core world. I need to get one there. I've got some in those worlds. This one here is a core world as well. I need to get that one across there as well. So I need to just keep on seeding these out into the across space. So we'll just move that one across to there and move them through. All right. So then we've got trade offer. Now these guys have been relatively friendly, but they're now sort of going negative. I'll explain about the diplomacy in the game because again, it's sort of one of these things that's quite simple, but it actually works very, very well. So Scratch Cross saying GalCiv has got the best customization of the ball, I believe. Yeah, I think so. Like in the sense of the scope you have for building your factions. I know Stellaris is good at that as well. But I agree with you, Scratch Cod. I think also the personalisation with the ships, I think just works better in GalCiv for me than Stellaris. I prefer playing it because of that customisation, and I do love the what you can then do with the factions in this game. So this is Kegmaster Hopspurs. You can see we're going backwards a little bit. This is telling us about different things that have happened. So. They're unfriendly at the moment. They've got we have an open border treaty. That's a +1. You are no threat. That's a +1. They've obviously got more. They've got more ships than us, which we can actually see what's going on. They've got 29 ships. We've only got 14. Starbases. We've got 7. They've got 10. Colonies. They've got 12. We've got 6. Wow, actually that's surprising. Techs. They've only got 1 different from us. We've got 5. Strategic resources, we've got a lot more, and then treaties here in diplomacy, they've got a little bit in through there. We've got a heap of credits, they don't have hardly any credits. But they are going backwards a little bit. We had like an event where we had to speak out against them. And I don't mind this, so eventually we will actually what they want is they want us to, like we give them planetary invasion back in through here, and they give us emissaries, xenobiology, and interstellar cartography. I'm gonna allow that. Yep, that's not a problem. We give them some credits as well. So we'll accept this. So and again, this is actually where the balance is for their acceptance. Usually if they make an offer, it's going to be better than if we try to then manufacture it. Like if I go back in and start to try to manipulate this to get more out of them, it's not going to work. So this is about as good as we're going to get. And I do want to get as many. Like emissaries to me is going to be good. So it improves our diplomatic capital, allows us to recruit more commanders. And this is actually something that I do want to do while I've got the money. So let's go and accept that. So we'll go and do that one. Accepted, we'll drink to this deal. And then what we say is your offer is solid as yours, we mine. Let's strike while the iron's hot. These are AI generated for the faction. So when you create your faction, all of these different results or replies are sort of then generated for the faction itself. You can override them, of course, but the generator for the for the citizens now is actually getting better and better. All right, so we can end the turn there. Now, if we have a quick look and see with the text that we then just picked up, that should then give us the... we've got 2 leaders sitting in here. We've got 2 more that have now come back in as well. Let's just see where they actually fall. Oh, wow, that's not bad at all. That's very high diligence. We do actually have a couple of them just sitting on like on the side there. Let's go to the command ships. Oh, I thought that was going to unlock more ships for us. What do we need? We need interstellar cabinet to get these. Yeah, so we can't actually get these until we unlock more. But I've got to say that recruit there. This one here is the loyalty is just a little bit too bad, and there's no real great things there. But this is as a ship captain, we've only got 5 months remaining here. Bang, you're in. You are in. So that one's going to be part of our list. So we've now got 3 leaders not doing anything. Now we will actually end up moving a few of these across into other, like as we sort of unlock different ministries. We've got the Minister of Defence. So what does this one here do? Make sure our fleet and colonies are secure. Increase the ship hit points and resistance based on the resolve. So again, we've got the resolve in through here. That's diligence. So the highest, they're all 7s. What are you? You're a 6. Let's go back to ministers. So it doesn't matter which one of these I'll pop into here. 4. Yeah, this is still better diligence all the way through here. Who do I want to have? I want this one on charge of a planet. Let's have a quick look at governors. Yeah, we've got governors everywhere. God, this one's actually better than us. Like this is who we're playing as on our homeworld with 12 there and 10. 13 there is very, very good. So in this case, we've got the... I'll just go across now to the minister, and I think I'll pop this one in. And I'm also looking at the loyalty. I think I prefer the social skills on the planets. So let's throw that one across. So he will then add to, like what we'll end up with is plus 7% hit points and 7% defense. It's not a lot. It's hardly worth it. So I may sort of take him back out of there if I need to. Let's just go and click on done. So that's fine. And we'll end our turn. Now we've got, this is actually a freighter which is going to start to use the space lane here. So you can jump onto that at any point. We're going to need to build up a fleet of ships as well. Scratchcot's saying, do you think any command ship set is better than others? I tend to just choose, I think you're right. I choose them though just on role play. So rather than trying to min-max the game too much. Yeah. So Scratchshot's saying, I think legendary ships are really good because they have Vega Spire. I actually don't know the specifics of it too much. Have we eradicated the Croaking Menace? No, we're still actually just moving towards that one through there. So we've got the High Supreme Plague. How are you going? She also has a nice beard. Yeah, I don't like dwarves, female dwarves with beards. It's one of those things where I was quite happy when Dwarf Fortress didn't do that. So many games do, and I just don't personally. I don't like it. Anyway, that's just the way it goes. Now, I've got this probe which is now idling. I'm just going to tell it to go and auto. Like we've got a lot that we have to then go and try to sort of uncover here. So I was just automatically moving things in. We did pick up the Durantium in through here. We do actually have also an independent world there as well. There's another Promethean over this side. There's nothing much else, but I did want to grab these. Ultimately, I will be wanting to get this antimatter as well from them when we do go to war. But at this point in time, it's not really viable for us. But with this ship, I'm just going to tell it to go off and just auto-explore at this stage. Now there goes a pirate fleet. There's more pirate bombers coming in. They'll often leave your probes alone, but they will go after ships. Another comment I had was actually to start to put together a bit of a military to take out some of the some of these things here, these ship graveyards, which are just like lightly defended. So I can actually then use combat ships to sort of start to take these out and get the benefit of what's still under there, which I think is a good idea. We're sort of now almost at that point. We've got energy weapons coming in 2 months. Let's now just go back. So we've got the Maguzu here. So that was actually, and I will actually just pop that one back on that world, just while it's there, which means that we can take the Maguzu here and move it across to Raxol. And this one here is going to be able to reach this world. There we go. Yes, so we always get some sort of thing through here. So Alcab 4, colonists report a variety of strange disturbances, doors which open and close on their own, strange lights in the night, mysterious hole in the ground which screams. Your scientists seem to think the colony might be haunted. Building on the ruins of a previously failed colony may be a bad idea, they say. Also underneath that colony was another failed colony which was built on a graveyard. What are your orders? So I want the colonists to move the colony somewhere less haunted. So we end up with pacifism is increased to 5. And we have actually been following a bit of a pacifism push. We end up with 1 less tile. Fix the doors, fix the lights, and put some boards over the hole that screams. And so this one here, we get nihilism increases, and we just lose a little bit of our treasury. Or it's superstition, hide all the evidence of supernatural activity. And we don't get the benefit. We still, nihilism increases to 5, but it doesn't cost us anything. So I'm guessing we may have this. I don't know if these come through because of your who you are, but we're playing as dwarves. They're pragmatic, so I don't know why that one does. That one doesn't cost us anything. This one here is yeah. Let's just go and do that. As dwarves, we're here to exploit. So we now have Alcarb 4, and so when we have a look at this one, this is just a colony, and what it's doing is it's feeding Alcarb 1, and Alcarb 1. Like at the moment, we've got like just a single, like an outpost here, essentially, which is the pollution is high. We only have 1 slot in through this other side, and you can sort of see the summary of what we're actually getting through here. We've got like one population through here. The crime is 5%. The planetary defences is not great, and then we also just got approval there at 91%, which is actually very, very high. We can assign a governor here, which is what we'll probably end up doing. And so this one here is actually generating 9 more wealth. At the moment, that wealth is being pumped into Alcarb 1. And so the actual planetary, where is it? The income, it's actually now gone to 6.3. I'm not sure why that would be the case, actually, why that's gone down. There may have been other things now being applied to it. Anyway, let's just go back to here. We're going to go and add ourselves a governor to this particular world, and so I'm thinking this guy here as the governor. So Alcarb 4. So I'll throw that one through there. What's his excluded inheritance? Yeah, that's okay. But again, very, very loyal. Just going to click on done. So this is now another core world. So we'll have to set this one up. Now the pollution is a problem because of it being a bombarded planet. So I'm going to go and throw in a climate control, which will then, actually that's going to not help me. What is it? A atmospheric cleanser. Pollution goes down by 20%. I'll do that just to sort of try to control it. But I only have 1 orbital slot on this particular world. So that's now it's now been taken. This one, as we sort of go through, we've got another event. This is one of our prospectors has now come across a lost cargo. So we can sell it for money for 500. Device. What do we end up here? A poison gas module. If I just press shift, must be at war with the target. -10 farming. If we do use this, I think we'll sell it. All right, another event. So this is the Watcher, which is again is just doing surveys. So your flagship detects an unusual energy signature coming from a nearby asteroid. Upon investigation, your crew finds a stable and potent energy source that can be harnessed to enhance the manufacturing of our planets. So we get +5 manufacturing to all our worlds for 15 months. That's nice. We have idle ships. This is another one of the Maguzus coming in from Alcarb 1. Let's get Waraxol. Everyone's got something, so actually, except for the homeworld, they're building their own anyway, so I'll just allow these to sort of build up. Alcarb 1 is ultimately going to be probably where we launch invasions because of the hyperlane. Now with the hyperlane that we've got, this ship is going to now join onto the hyperlane and then move across 300% speed down towards the potential enemy. This is actually a freighter ship, so we've got a freighter now moving across. It will just do that automatically. We now have an idle world, so we've got this one through here where we can now start to, this is Alcarb 4, and once we start to get specializations, I'll then sort of, and this one again is very, very rich. Got good money here, but income is only 2.7. What else do we have? We've got an impact crater +2 to research. We've got thulium deposit. So so I can actually go and get a thulium extractor there to get more thulium. Thulium is something that we don't really need. It's gigamass. Where is it? Illyrium. Yeah, we've got heaps of it. 49. There it is there. So we've got too much of it almost. Got vapor mines. We get manufacturing through there. Initially, what I'm looking for here is we've got +1 to approval there, 3 to military. There's some good bonuses in here, but I need to put my core world capital. Now, I do get a +1 at the bottom there, but I also can then build, and we've only got three colonists that can actually live here at this point in time. Now, if I build farming in around a location, I can then sort of, like the farms themselves will actually then add to, housing district will add 1 to all, but a farm will add 1 to population, or +2 to population, which means that I could, if I build it there to get up to 4, I could then, I don't even know if I can build a farm there. Yeah, I can actually. It says that farms can't be built on desert, mountains, volcanic rifts, lava flows, or volcano. What's that? Volcanic plains. Volcanic plains it still can. In the rich volcanic soil, but we can't build it. So that's lava flows. We shouldn't be able to build it there. Yep. So I can't build it there, but I can build it there. But that's not really going to help us much. Then we have another volcano there as well. This is really, as a manufacturing world, this is actually pretty damn good. And so this one here is going to give me adjacency bonuses of 1 to everything. So even though manufacturing is already higher than the other world at 6.7 with what we actually have, we don't have a real lot of input through here. But ultimately, this is going to be a very, very good manufacturing world. What do we have there? That's 2 to approvals. I will be wanting to get more people. -2 to research there. If I go and throw that one into there, in one sense, it's not going to worry it. But then I should be able to. Can I build? It's sort of such a waste. It's such a waste. Where can we get it? So +5 manufacturing here is temporary. Oh, that's right. It's temporary. Yes, you are right. Yeah, mysterious energy source. Yes, you're right. Yeah, wow, that's actually going to dramatically drop off, isn't it? God, where do we place this? It's a free build as well. You know, I'm thinking I just ditch it and forget about where to play. I think I might just pop it in here. We do have the entertainment district, which I can sort of boost that one there. That's not going to help me with my capital. Barrier Reef, that's volcanic plains. So I can still build 2 farms there and there. I think we can build them there. Yep, I can build them into both those locations. it's going to, I could even build the capital in here. It's a wasteland. And we can still build that in there, actually. So the wasteland, we can sort of still build the farms into it. If I build it there, and then build my manufacturing hub in here somehow, that might be the best way around it, I think. So we build in here. Then I can go and open these areas up as well. Like I can sort of go to planetary conversion and actually start to get more, like just to start to sort of open up these different areas. So we'll be able to do this on a lot of the worlds as well, just to sort of expand into other zones. That gets me up to 4. If I place these into here, I end up with another +2 coming back in with the food. So I'll pop that one there for now, just to get the food is not really critical, but we'll just do that anyway. I will eventually get this one in here. You know, there's no great rush with this one. I might just get the planetary conversion, just see what we end up with there. So I might even do that one first. And then ultimately we're going to make a factory out of this particular world. So I might even rename it. Wish you could rename it from in here. So this is a bombarded planet, but it's volcanic. There's a lot of issues with this one, but we'll be wanting this one to be like a manufacturing. I'll build a shipyard there as well. I'll do that one actually. That's nice and fast. Let's go and get that one built while we've got the bonus with manufacturing. Let's go and click on done. So we're going to be able to get a bit of a boost now across everything. I'm just going to end our turn. So Scratch got saying, have you noticed the bug that if an authoritarian leader is put in a minister's position, their control bonus is doubled? Oh, I didn't know that. No, didn't know that one. Okay, so sorry, I'm missing a lot of comments here on Twitch. Okay, yeah, dwarf beards in Discworlds means that most of the dwarven dating is trying to work out if it's male or female. And Supreme playing saying if the leaders morale only influence governors, right? Not captains. Yeah, so it doesn't seem to worry captains, but the governorship also reduces it by 10. And what it does is it doesn't actually reduce their abilities. What it does is it sort of makes events that might come that could be negative. They could end up with some negative events. So that's sort of the issue with what can come. Bolin saying, like on Discworld, you should not be able to tell whether the dwarf is male or female. Then Cheery went and stuck a fork in that one. Okay, I haven't read Discworld. I started reading it once. I couldn't get into it for some reason. Okay, so Scholarmancer is saying, if you have a moment, can you explain the planetary view of these hexes? I'm Distant Worlds 1 player, so this is new to me. Distant Worlds 1, wow, okay, so this is, so this is the philosophy really of the, like the design, I guess the design philosophy of this game and Stellaris is largely that it's played more like a board game, whereas if you're from Distant Worlds 1, Distant Worlds 2, you're used to playing these Space 4X's as if they're a simulation. And so the big difference here is that most things are abstracted as if it is a board game to try to keep the pacing going a little bit faster. Like in Distant Worlds, you can end up in, you know, how sort of you get big ebbs and flows in terms of the actual pacing of the game, just because of the nature of the simulation itself. And I actually don't mind that at all. But in this case, there is sort of like all of the resources are pooled. So when you actually sort of get resources, they do pool together within sort of, you know, there are certain things that can happen, but when I do get, like if I'm mining Durantium, I can build that anything with Durantium anywhere I like. So unlike in Distant Worlds. So that's one of the big differences. So the planetary view of these with the hexes essentially is if we've just got pieces that we move around on the hexes in here rather than it being sort of like open. And so with the actual with that in mind, again thinking of it as a board game, we're moving pieces around. So a piece will only move through the hexes, like so that one will then stop there, for example, if it keeps on moving. So when it goes through, but it can't go through the planet, so it will end up going around the planet and continue on. So each one of these slots is going to take up a movement slot. It does have 12 movements that it can then go and build. It's showing me sort of like where it's going to be after each of the actual turns itself. And so that's sort of how that sort of works. I don't know if that explains it in through there. So Jason was then saying this game is quite different than Dynasty Warriors. Is that what you meant? I don't know what Dynasty Warriors is. Okay, yeah, that would be Distant Worlds 1, yes. Thinking, yeah, I had a blank moment. Thought he was playing Distant Worlds 2. Tomorrow I'll be playing Distant Worlds 2. So that's going to be, yeah, so tomorrow will be quite different. It'll be much more, actually the Distant Worlds 2 stream tomorrow, we're now hitting the home world of the Gizarians. So it's going to be pretty, we're in the home system and we're trying to essentially now crush their ability to win the game. Like they're 1% off winning the game, so they're extremely close. So it's going to be a massive war tomorrow in Distant Worlds, so that's going to be fun. Okay, so Spring Plague. Okay, yeah. So if you've got questions about Distant Worlds tomorrow, the comparison to Distant Worlds 1. To 2, then yeah, just like if you, I can then sort of show you on that game tomorrow. Spring Flag saying the +2 pop bonus from buildings adjacent only gives 0.2 pop, right, and no, not 2 as the tile bonus. No, it's 2. It's actually 2. It's actually full on. It's not a 0.2. It's not a percentage either. So yeah, I can show you that. Where did we do that? We had one world that was this one here, the Ruined Ring world. I think we had to. No, I didn't do it here. So we're still trying to build up money on this one as well, on this particular world. The tech world. I know one of these I ended up. No, I've sort of been building again. I mean, specialising these. Yeah, I haven't. Here we go. So this one here. If we have a look and see what we end up getting, we've got the population cap is per level is +1 per level. We're getting 5 in through here, so I've got up to 9 population in through this other side from on this particular world just by building this one in through here. So this one is actually being built on it's agricultural district. It's just giving me 1 food with a +2 level to population in the next one across. Now this one here is on a location. It's hard to tell what that one there is. I think that was a 2 or a 3, but overall we're getting we're at level 5 because of that 2. Like if I go and build another farm in here, like I can then go and I get the +2 bonus to there for the farming. And you can see that it gives me another +2 back into the other location as well. So it's full on. Like it actually really does allow me to build my population up. And I think it may have changed because I think that was actually sort of where something did actually happen. But we've got gold fields there. But again, food may be the most viable option for me in this particular area. But this particular world, we're going to be in 2 turns. We're going to need to rethink what we're doing, but we're trying to get our technological capital thumping along with these adjacency bonuses. So we're up to level 7 there at this point in time, which is just giving us percentages really. This one here, we've got the Beacon Reconstruction Lab, which is giving me, again, +3 level to research. We're just trying to pump the research amount up on this particular world as much as we can. This is going to be our research planet. So there is sort of specialisation. Okay, so yeah, Rank saying yeah, Distant Worlds 2 is tomorrow. It's on Worldly Wednesday. Yes, so worth watching. As it's been a great game and as it's poised for a big war. Yeah, so it's going to be a monster of a war. So we don't know how we'll go. It's interesting actually. The game Distant Worlds 2 is because of the simulation is a lot more realism in the planning that you need to do, and also the war goals that you have playing Distant Worlds is much more realistic as well, because you need to have smaller objectives to sort of get things done. So will you give a taste for how Distant Worlds 2 differs from Distant Worlds 1? I can do that, yeah. So Jason's saying, serious question though, did they implement batch building yet? Or does something else need to make smaller ships remotely relevant near the end of the game? Do you mean this game? Yeah, meaning GALCIV 4. Yeah, what they've done is they've introduced this mechanic up through here, which is your fleet supply. So if I hover over that one, so fleet supply controls how many military ships you can have. Military ships cannot be constructed if there's not enough supply to support them. You can decommission military ships to regain supply. And so this is now a new mechanic or a new resource that is now put into the ships. And so we've already used up 32 of our 1,000 points. And all we've really built is fighter craft. So if you end up with too many of the fighter craft in through here, you can see their fleet supply is 1 through these. So it's going to ultimately mean, and I think if we go back into another build, the Maguzis are being built in through here. So it's showing fleet supply. Actually, this one does. Actually, the frigates are 2. So I think as you get bigger ships, though, they end up being sort of less. I don't know if these have got fleet supply. They don't seem to have it. Yeah, we don't have anything large enough to really sort of be able to gauge how that's sort of impacting the bigger ships. But it encourages you not having too many small ships by the time you get to the end of the game. I don't know if that answers the question. So Chris is saying, would it be fair to compare GALCIV 4 to Stellaris? I think in many ways it would, but I haven't really played much Stellaris, to be honest. So it's been a long time since I've really sort of got into Stellaris. And Jason's saying, as fair as it is to Distant Worlds 2, I think in terms of board game simulation, the spectrum is GALCIV 4, Stellaris, Distant Worlds 2. Yes, Stellaris is sort of a bit more less board gamey than GALCIV 4, but not much, to be honest. Like, it's still got. I always come back down to abstraction and also combat. Distant Worlds 2, the combat is simulation combat, with actual things firing from ship to ship. Whereas in these games, it's much more auto battler sort of style, and Stellaris as well, just to keep the pacing along. I used to complain bitterly about the need to have an auto battler in GALCIV 4, but I now understand the reason why. As you get the bigger fleets, you do need to not be bogged down. I mean, if you are wanting a turn-based or non-auto battler, then Interstellar Space Genesis is probably the better of those games in that sort of sense. So Boland's saying the resource still doesn't help when you build one tiny ship per turn versus one cruiser per turn. Yeah, so I think it's still. I think it's going to. I'm not sure how much supply a cruiser takes, for example. So Jason's saying, "Oh wow, so fighters are even less relevant at the end of the game." Really thought they were going the other direction. No, it's sort of there is a. It's still there. You can still, but you've got to balance it now with this fleet supply. So the fleet supply becomes a factor where you've then got to plan your fleets better. So it's something that I don't remember reading. I don't remember all the specifics of reading about it, but there is actually a dev diary about it, just fairly recently, maybe from 3 weeks ago, I think. You'll be able to sort of get specifics about it. So Chris is saying, has Age of Wonders 4 got new DLC on the horizon? Yes, August the 12th is when the Archons are going to be arriving for Age of Wonders 4. So Jason's saying, well, the balance has skewed against small craft earlier, and now it's even more so. I'm not sure. Look, if you read what it is, that will actually make more sense. So yeah, it's sort of one of those things where I sort of skimmed over that bit, but essentially that is a new thing there to control the ships, and it did explain why they did it, and it made sense when I read it. So. But it's just, I don't know, everyone's going to have their own way of playing. And I don't think it was to stop, I think it was to stop micromanagement. That's my understanding of it, from what I can vaguely remember. Just having a look through the comments through there. Where did we get to? So Joe Voltus is saying, I just started playing and I could only build one mining starbase. Can I get more? Yes, you can. Yeah, so the way it works there is that... you can build as many as you can get construction ships. So, and you can get construction ships in many, many different ways. And so we've sort of got like the mining bases we have got set up. These are all mining bases that we've got. And so I haven't really been building constructors. But if I go back into a starport and over through here, I will actually have some sort of constructor. Every faction will have one. And so this one allows you then to go and construct the star bases. I'm not sure if I'm telling If I'm saying stuff that you already know, just let me know. But anyway, so you need constructors to build the mining bases. The mining bases themselves can just be built using the constructor. You don't need anything special. Like it used to be that you needed to keep on adding constructors to existing stations to keep on improving them. That's no longer the case. So what you end up having now is you've got the constructor which builds the base starport, whether it be mining base or whatever else it might actually be. And we will be wanting more of these fairly soon, actually. So constructors, you need constructors to sort of go and do that one. To improve them, you use modules. And so the modules can be, I don't know if you can build them from in here. Yeah, produce modules. So I can produce modules from a starbase if I wanted to. So I can actually, from a spaceport. Or I can build them on the planets. So I can sort of get modules that way. The modules then allow me to improve. And if I just go and click on done and just go back to where I do actually have a starbase. So this starbase here is, for example, mining some Promethean and also some thulium. If I double click it, actually before I do that one, when you see the little up arrow, it's no longer there. Yeah, these have all got like a little up arrow. That means they can be upgraded. They're upgraded by the modules. And so in this case, if I go back into this mining station, you'll see there that we're mining Promethean at 0.2 per turn and thulium at 0.2 per turn. What we end up having is the first one we've got is a mining starbase. So I select the mining starbase when I construct it, and then I add modules. So I added a mining drone module. I also have a Techopod mining unit as well, which is, in addition to our standard mining abilities, we can also extend them by using Techopods. And so to use this one, I need to use up one module and also one Techopod hive. And I've got 2 Techopod hives in my trade resources. So I can actually go and improve that by another 0.2. This is not the one we wanted to do that one on. These are all different things I've got. So I've got like if I'm finding that there's pirates nearby, I can improve the defense of the starbase by using up a module just to do that one, and that may be worth doing. We've got these ones here will then sort of go and give me even more armor ratings, perimeter scanners, things like this, support field stabilization. These are all going to cost me resources, but will then give me, like this is Starbase range of +2. That's actually something that may be viable in some of the other locations. Like if I did have one that was actually where I had to build one that was just slightly out of the way of another resource. It may even be up this one here. No, that one's not it. No, I can't see where it is. So again, mining starbase. In this case, I did actually put in a defense system. I can put advanced defenses in here for another Durantium cost, which will then improve things enormously, which I may do just so I've got like this, like having this one here allows my ships to move in this region of space. This is an extremely important one. So I've now just used up another one in through there just to get the overall defenses much better. And so this one, to go to the next level, I'm going to need to get hypersilicates to then really improve what this one can then go and do. This one here is getting Durantium, which is actually ultimately going to be extremely important to me. Durantium is used a lot for building, on planets. I've got heaps of thulium. Promethean is good as well, but in this case, I've got a fair bit of antimatter, actually more than I thought I had. So I've got a few different starbases there that are sort of building. I've got 2 of these. This is my main Durantium mine, and it's sort of the reason this is important is that it's sort of very close to the cluster over here, and it does extend the range for my ships to then be able to go and sort of pick on them really. And I'll be wanting to destroy the starbase that they've got here for the antimatter there. But we're not at war with them yet. We do actually have another starbase, this deep starbase 1. Doesn't have any of the defense systems, so I might just go and throw that one in as well. And I won't get the advanced defenses, but ultimately when wars start, this one will have to defend itself. So I'll just go and click on done. And so these also not just do mining, but they also extend the range of my ships in around the place. So we do have, like, there's one Illyrium there. there's another Illyrium with an economic relic there. Actually, that's not bad. I might. The other way you can actually go and get the colony ships is to use your cultural progress, and so I did actually use these a little bit. Which one did I use? Pacifism, I think. Yeah, pacifism will give you 3 constructor ships to get them all in one go. So that's sort of where you can sort of go and get a bunch. So I wanted at one point I needed constructor ships, so I grabbed them from there. I unlocked pacifism. So even though we weren't sort of really heading in that direction, but it sort of made sense with what we needed. And there's other things we do need as well. Like there's, as we sort of find more resources, I will be wanting to go out. There's more Durantium there, just a single one. There's a single antimatter there. Nothing much else around that side. Still trying to, there's still a bit of an unknown what's in here. So just to allow the ships to just keep on sort of searching away. Only a single one there. That one there is viable. It gives me an Illyrium plus an antimatter, but we now have a problem with pirates as well. So we need to sort of now start to sort of think about what they're doing. Anyway, that's sort of that's sort of how the so you can build as many as you like. So as long as you've got the constructor ships, but the common way is to build them from the spaceports and so that's the most common way to build the constructors. But you can get them other ways as well. You can also get them, I think, through executive orders. Sometimes you can find you can get different things. Now this one here, I can actually rush to go and get modules if I needed 5 modules, if I didn't want to be building them. But anyway, we'll just keep things sort of going through there. Yeah, I'm not sure where that is. Invite leaders. That one there is actually not bad as well. Searching for the most talented will provide 3 new leaders for recruitment. Not that I need them at this stage. Anyway, let's just continue on. So this is a probe. No, it's a Corvette, small Corvette. How did we get that one? Don't know what I was doing with that one. Not sure how I got it or even what it's doing. Let's just keep on sort of just clearing up the fog of war through here. Okay, Sudsec Savages suffered an economic setback. Ironclad Grimstone, would you be willing to give us 186 credit to help us? I think we might start to become a bit more nasty. So sorry, but I cannot help it this time. So they're going to be the enemy, at some point. Just keep on sort of moving that one across, then we'll sort of move it in somewhere. Okay, so this is Alcarb 1, which is essentially going to be mainly for manufacturing. You can see there the manufacturing here is very, very high. You've still got the +5 from the mysterious energy source, so I've got to make sort of hay while the sun shines here. And we've gone with manufacturing and around this planetary generator, so we're getting sort of a fair bit coming back through. Pollution is at 21%. They're pretty happy on this particular world. So no real point in going for research there. This one is my core world capital. Wouldn't mind unlocking this. But manufacturing there. We've got a lot of manufacturing districts, so I think I could even just throw that one into there. I might just get everything thumping in around this particular one here. Even though this is a good research area, let's just go and ditch all that and just start to sort of get more and more of this. 4 of 9 in through there as well. So we're getting the bonuses back this way. I don't think I'm going to need much more for what we actually end up having through here. We do have a scientist on this world, which I'll keep that one sort of going along. Intelligence of only 2 though, so it's not very intelligent. I'll just keep them sort of moving along with what they're doing. So that will be done fairly quickly, and then we'll sort of maybe just go and grab this one, which has got a good it's going to unlock a lot of different areas on this world. Planetary conversion, so we'll just go and grab that as well. Done. All right, idle shipyard. Okay, so we've got, this is the Secunda Hyadum Shipyard 1. Let's just actually go and click on done for now. That's TechWorld. So TechWorld is building supply ships. And I'm happy for it to keep on doing that. Now at TechWorld we are building, this one is being built. What I need supply ships for is that they give me a whole lot of different construction in through here. You can see that we've got, this is maintenance overall in this world. This is fairly high maintenance that we're paying. This one's maintenance of 1 there. Actually, that shouldn't be that high. Why is the maintenance so high? Where was it? Corwell Capital. So that's oh wow, these actually cost me. Didn't realise that. All right, so that's what's costing me. And yeah, we do have a maintenance there as well. But the maintenance there is important, so these are actually fairly critical. So we are going to have to make more money ultimately, but I'm still thinking I do need stuff on these worlds. Planetary mainframe. This is a central hub for our research efforts. Cannot be built on our home world, and so this one here is going to give me +1 research. The maintenance goes up another +1, but research goes up by 3%, and we get a +2 level to research everywhere else. That one there, adjacency. Yeah, ultimately I'm looking at this one here. I'm thinking, all we build in here, I might just go and throw that one in there while we're there. Anyway, so do we want to be building those? Do we want to keep on building up TechWorld, or do we want to go elsewhere? And we probably really want to start to seed the supply ships back up into these worlds here and start to sort of get the manufacturing going along a lot harder. So if I just go and grab that supply ship, and I'll move it to, well, we should be able to start to build these as well fairly quickly. Okay, Alcarb 1, oh sorry, Alcarb 4. Just start to sort of push it along with the supply ships. So what they do is they actually supply like 100 building resources on the world, and they can really speed up what can then happen with that. So we'll just go back into this one here. I need more constructors, so we'll actually throw in a couple more constructors. So I'll just go and queue a couple of those into there, and so we'll start to try to get more economic, abilities happening in around the place as well. Pick up a few more different areas. Now that one there, it's got the range there. It's not like, even if I got the 2 extra, it's not going to be able to pick up anything else. So there's nothing of great interest in through that one for me. Event. Okay, so Raskol Planetary Report. So Governor Cinco the 45th reaches out with alarming news. A mysterious illness has struck Raskol 1. A locally developed experimental drug might combat the disease, so compel the population to use the experimental drug, or by using the tried and tested methods we ensure the well-being of our citizens, even if it means a setback. So it means that we're not going to get much growth. Raxol 1 is actually, I can actually just minimize this and then have a look at, that was something that was added a little while ago in the game, just so it used to be that you couldn't actually move back out. We do actually have a little planet there, which isn't bad. Just looking at that one. That would then feed straight into Raskol 1. So this one here, what have we got? We've got a atmospheric cleanser there. This one here has got people are relatively happy. We're already maximum growth anyway, so really it's not going to, there's not a hell of a lot I can do here. We are building another. We're going to get a little bit more here with this governor. We picked up a couple of these Taiwan citizens. It's about the same intelligence as my guys. So this is really just a bit of a nothing planet, to be honest. Look at the Harmony Crystal Extractor. And what what else we got there? This is I'll probably be wanting to get one of those in as well. Actually, at some point, just go and click on done. But in this case, that particular event that we had, I mean, we'll get to it eventually. So this is Maguzu. I'll just move that one into the home world. Here's another prospector report. So lost cargo. We get the tactical thrust upgrade module. What does that one do? Plus 25% tactical speed. I might keep that. It just goes into my artifacts. So I've got a fair few different things in there at this stage. And we're back here again. So I'm going to go and just use the the growth for slow growth on this world for 50% growth really doesn't bother me. So I'll just go that way. And we'll end our turn. Now, sorry guys, I'm missing a lot of questions here. I'll just skip past the ones where you guys are just doing your own conversations, so I'll just skim past those. Just do an @DasTactic if you want to grab my attention. That way it'll sort of beep at me and come up in red. Supreme Planks, I've tried having groups of 50 fighters following my Terror Star, or with Shields Evasion Plasma Cannon. Nothing threw at me could finish them off. No, it's interesting the differences you can actually then go and do. So we've got the this one here. We've got the probe. I'm just going to set it to now auto explore. We'll then just go off and sort of move out through the through what's happening. Oh, there we go. Now that is, we just got attacked. Here we go. So we've now found the Drengen finally. So Ironclad Grimstone, your kindred spirit of strength in the industry, I, Lord Coiner of the Drengen Empire, extend this greeting. So anyway, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to do anything. We're just going to go and let's go that way. It's not going to matter that much. Research complete, energy weapon theory. So we're now sort of starting to sort of get like slightly better tech for our weapons. The way this one works is we get a 50% research bonus on these. This one here is... this was one that I do definitely want, because Interstellar Cabinet is going to then open up more of the command ships, and we saw that. If I'll just select it and show you. We've got this one allows us to construct orbital mines for our colonies. That's also very good for us. Interstellar resupply, so increases the maximum size of our fleets. That's also great as well. These are all great ones for us to go and get. But this is the one that I've been sort of waiting for to come up. So our culture advisor recommends that one, but also just from what we can then do with our ships as well. I'll just go and click on done and just show you what I mean. Like if I go, back in the Tech Explorer, if I go to the Tech Navigator, so Interstellar Cabinet, back and through this other side. So you can see there, actually it's not giving us any more information than what we had through there, so I'm just going to click on done. But if I go to my leaders and see if there's anyone, that one's there's not bad as well. John Mack. He's not bad. If we go to command ships, so these guys here require the Interstellar Cabinet to unlock this cruiser, and then we've got the this one here is also Interstellar Cabinet. That's another cruiser. This one here is sovereign immunity tech required, which is going to be harder. That's a battleship, and then we've got the battleship in through here as well with sovereign immunity tech. So that sovereign immunity tech, I'm not sure where that is. So if I'm thinking, okay, look, where's that? How do I get to that one? But this one I have been waiting for. If I go to the Tech Navigator, actually no, if I go back to the technology library, I can then sort of start to do it, and I've forgotten what it was called. I've forgotten exactly what it was called. I'll just go and click on done. God, what was it? Leaders, command ships, sovereign immunity. Okay, so if I just go back into that one, and technology library, sovereign immunity, there it is. So we can then sort of see it back over through here with a strong enough leadership, required rule enforcement. If I go to, did that one take us there? Oh, that was different again. Oh, that one leads, sorry. This one here, so sovereign immunity, that leads to sovereign immunity. So we then go back through lucrative governance codes, requires political capital. Political capital requires opulent oversight system. So we're sort of moving back through the, and then we've got interstellar cabinet required. So if we have a look back at the tech tree, we'll then find it's at the end there. So to get those big ships, we've got a lot to go through. So it's not really viable. But this one here does open up those next level ships for us, which is actually pretty cool. So we'll go that way. And these are command ships. These are sort of stronger, and they're sort of almost like support ships to a degree. Now we had the combat here. So we've actually got a frigate. This is the MFS Demande, which is a which can actually be upgraded. So we can sort of go and do the upgrade. Now this one here is what is it? This is actually a survey ship. I think this is actually one of our command ships, but I'm not seeing the pilot of it. I'm not sure how we got this ship. Normally these would have like a one of the citizens actually sort of in charge of it, but it's got a this one's got a combat power of 7.2, only beam attacks. So actually the commander there is of plus 20%. There is a commander. Normally you can see it directly on it there. We can actually expand this as well. The Illyrium cell is going to give me a beam attack of plus 2. Now, the fact that we're actually already using a beam attack on this thing is a good thing. So it's going to change my base from 6 up to 8 by using this Illyrium. It's going to cost me 1 Illyrium, but that's actually not really a problem. We've got 5 of it. Sensor range goes up, command bridge, the moves go up, crew quarters, the hit points goes up by 20%. We're at 28. We've taken a bit of a hit there with what it was doing. We've got the extended reinforced hull through here as well, where we can get for 3 Durantium, we can sort of give ourselves even more hit points. But I'm thinking the Illyrium cell. Let's just do the upgrade. That's going to then improve our attack by quite a bit. And so what we've got is we've got the Kafu fleet, which is this is just a smallish pirate fleet that's come back in. Their overall combat strength is only 5. They've got two moves, so they move very, very slowly. Our ship here is now idling it. I think it was taking this artifact. So the Demande, I should be able to see the commander for this one. Normally it shows you what they've got. Now I'm going to take on this ship. I've got like a lot of hit points. I've got better attack. I've got defense of 21. What have they got? Defense of 0. And these are just these are 2 bombers essentially. So they've got 2 small bombers. Yeah, tiny combat ship. And what I can do before I go in and do the attack, I can go and attack it with my beam. That destroyed one of the ships, and we'll now just take it on. And so you can see through here, for them it's going to be a total loss. For us, no casualties is what's been sort of estimated. And so we'll just go and watch the battle. This is just the auto battler. Now it can be interesting to analyze what happens, but ultimately it's we blasted this thing straight away. That one actually was using missiles, which is more long range. And we took no damage there at all. Just go and click on done. Chris saying need a dash. Catch you later. Thank you. There is a search at the bottom left of the tech tree. Oh, is there even on the main tech tree? If I just go back in again. Tech navigator. Oh, you are right. Yeah, there we are. So, sovereign immunity. Ah, there you are. That's easier. Thank you for that. All right. So anyway, Interstellar Cabinet's the one we're going for, but that does open up bigger ships for us. So this ship here is now injured. It's now lost 10 of its points, but we'll just keep on sort of getting it to study these anomalies. So surveying for 5 more months. So it got interrupted essentially when it was just off doing things. So in this region of space, there will be a pirate base somewhere. We're seeing other protective ships in here as well. And so these aren't pirates as such, but these are the Piatis fleet. There'll be a base in around this area, and so they're sort of stopping things from moving through. We've got probes moving through there. That's another group. That's the Sudsoak Savages with their probe. So we're now sort of all moving through into this region of space to start to search through that side. But we've still got a lot of exploring to do back over here as well. All right, back in we go. So we've got the, what do we need to do there? Just picking up another one. Yeah, Maguzu. I'll just go and throw that one on the planet. These fighter craft are good because they don't really there's no maintenance, real maintenance cost for those. So the small ships are fine to sort of have. The big ones do start to cost a bit. Hi, Began. So I keep getting here at the close to the end. Yes, I'm going for a swim in half an hour. So I've got half an hour left. Event, the Independence, another survey report. Our flagship has stumbled upon a derelict satellite, an ancient library filled with unknown knowledge. Its origins and contents are a mystery, and it presents a unique opportunity to uncover lost secrets or technological advancements. So we've got 3 different things we can do through here. By choosing to study this satellite, we can unlock ancient knowledge and give us an immediate research boost. Sell the satellite for immediate benefit, so we get a little bit in our treasury, or extract the resources. We get 4 precursor nanites. Now, I've got 24, so I don't need that. So I think we'll do this detailed study and just go and get the tech from it. Yeah, that saved about 3 turns. There goes our probe through the subspace stream. So this is going to the next sector. So that's what's sort of happening through there. So that is, here we go. Probe now, probing the other side of the galaxy, the far side, the Delta Quadrant. Anyway, we'll keep it all going. So this is now at Cragstone Prime. This is actually our main base. I'm going to have to start to build a combat group at some stage, but I'm not really ready to do that just yet. So I'm down to 2 modules. I might produce just more modules here for a little while, just in 4 turns. So let's just go and get more of those for the Starbases, and we'll start to get more Starbases fairly soon. There's another Maguzu. I'll just go and put that one back on the planet as well. And there's another one there as well. I'll put this one to cab 4. So first trading frigates pushed away from the slip. When it returns, it contains a small portion of the galaxy as well. So we actually now are trading with those Sudsoak Savages. So we've now got a trade route back up this way. So we had them sort of join onto that one and then coming back through. So that's the trade route established. Back through here, what do we have? This is the Enforce. This is just a corvette. This one is purely a military ship. So I'll move that one back to Alcab. I'll start to build a bit of a fleet, and we will then, like with something that can go and do things. We've only got 2 more months before we get that one through there. Here we go, deep water. Our people at Taurian regime have a profound connection to water. We wish to explore the depths of your oceans. In this case here, we end up with, no, we're going to say no to that one. Just because our people wouldn't want it. Trying to play thematically. So we now have Interstellar Cabinet. We now have a Minister for Justice. We can choose a new tech. So we have allow ships to be upgraded with the best equipment. This is actually a good one to get. So this one here allows us to strip mine. Unlocks policies to protect the environment or exploit it for profit. We can upgrade housing with that one as well. Frontiers and armament technology. Experimental weapons. I think we may even go that way. So Sprint Plague is saying, weren't there something about your ship not moving faster on the space lane in that last stream? I tried it right after and it worked. Yeah, no, it has been working. It just doesn't show it. It doesn't show the limits, but it did work. Yeah, we did actually figure it out that it was actually working, but just didn't show it. It still showed the old movement speed. Experimental weapons. Yeah, I think we might just go and grab this one. There's nothing much. Unlocks the long shot and the sniper. Actually, for these refits, I might go and get that one actually. I'll get that one instead. There's the next, it's interesting into here. Where both planets have now got the what they're building. So the Arcab is not building anything. Let's go and grab even more modules. It's going to be 22 turns for that one. Maybe I'll grab another constructor here. We're going to need more of them. And this one as well. I'll get supply ships. I'll just queue a few of these up now, just to start to sort of build faster on the planets. And over here as well. The Ruined Ringworld. Just get a few more of those. Then we'll start to build something else up. Just go and get a bit of a fleet on each of these worlds. There's only one ship there. Arcab's got two there. Just one there. Yep, that's okay. All right. This is another supply ship from Money World. Now the planetary treasury. Let's just go and might as well invest in our own world. We're still going at -14. This can become wildly crazy, but I'm not going to change the taxation just yet. We're still able to cope with that one. This Maguzu, I'll sort of start to build up at Arcab simply because this is the start of the space lane, the hyperlane. Eclipse survey report. Our flagship has discovered an Ornorian capsule, so attempt to restore it. So gain a large research boost or dismantle it for 400. I'll try to get the boost. So we're going from 5 months to 1 month. That's good. Well, something I like about the game as well, like when you don't waste resources, whether it be construction resources or anything at all that you're actually doing, it sort of does work. Actually, these are missions that we've got. We've got recycling, scientists believe. So we need to research gigamass harvesting. We need to start to sort of go and get the other planets. We've still got to find. We've got to rebuild the retribution as well. This is actually these are different quests that we've actually sort of got for ourselves. But we have to just keep on researching. Now that's now even. We're now trading as well. So they want 1 Arnor spice and fleet resupply, and they give us starship refits. No. Reject. If I go and start to sort of try to figure things out, like we've got 21 ships, they've got 39, and we can see that they've got 3 probes, 3 freighters, yeah, fair few, a lot of supply ships, etc. So nothing. Their combat ability is not that fantastic. Text, experimental weapons. They're not. That means they're not willing to share it with us. Got heaps of antimatter. All right. You've got more generally overall. Look, we're going to be wanting to wipe these guys out. I want to be in control of this particular location at some point. So we'll just click on done. There's nothing. They've got nothing that I need. And we'll probably start to clear out. Like we'll get our fleet together once we get this. Actually, we can get that ship now. What am I thinking? I've got the leader here. I've got the very, very strong aspect here. So if I go back to my command ships, these have now been unlocked. So we need to, this is a fairly important decision. These are the ones, what do we have through there? We've got the Watcher, the Eclipse, there's the Demodai there. So this is the commander of the Demodai, Rast Odo. That was the one that we were just using to attack, I think. Yeah, it's still fixing itself up. I wonder why we couldn't see that from that ship. Anyway, we've got ISO Shadow. So this is a cruiser. Mass is 43 out of 36, so it's over mass. Moves of 15, sensor range of 4, logistics 6, fleet supply is 6 as well, actually, in this case. ISO's personal warship, occasionally he loans it out to able commanders in times of need. So special abilities, it's got plus 50% beam attack when inside borders, so it works better inside borders. We've sort of gone with that sort of approach. Increased hit points based on the commander's diligence. So the hit points is going to go way higher. And then we've got, so diligence is this one here. So we're going to have a lot more hit points in this one. So the and then the attack based on the resolve, which is also fairly high there. And then this one through here has got plus 30% research to all worlds in range. So this is one that has to sort of more sit back. One's got less hit points. It's got a better combat rating. If I press shift, and then sort of see beam attack. It's got a plasma pod, 3 plasma pods. It's got basically plus 15 from the plasma pods. Shield strength is high. What about the other ship? So it's got more kinetics than anything. Kinetic is not ideal, so this is definitely the ship we want. Having said that, that 30% research to all worlds in range is actually pretty damn good. I think I'm going to go back to recruitment and get myself this one here, which is also very strong there. So look at our command ships. It's a 9-7. There's no one that's close to that, really. So you can actually be in charge of that ship. All right, so we'll get both of those. Just click on Done. So now Tech World is the one that we really want to be boosting the technology with, but also Craigstone Prime should probably be, that's going to be fairly good. We get 10.8 there, and we get 9.8 there. Now, it may be that the tech is already being strengthened by the by having, yeah, there's Ring Vault there, plus 30%. So I'm better off moving this across to locations that are going to give me better overall. Like if we have a quick look at this one through here, this is 3.9 and 2.7. Money World is doing 2.6 and 2.7. Rascal is doing 4.9, which isn't too bad. Actually, I do need to get that as well. And then we've got Tech World here, which is already doing 9.8. So if I move that other ship across, like this is the Ring Vault in through here, which does give the 30% research to all worlds in range. And so I'm going to move this one down to Tech World. We'll just have it sort of sitting there. Now that one there gives not much. We get a little bit of a boost from that one through there, from that barren world. Might start to build some of those. Actually, what are we building in here? We're producing modules. I'll go and get another couple of settlers, just so we can take some of those smaller colonies. Now, this one here, this cruiser, extremely strong. And I can just go off and... actually, I can't use it for survey. That's interesting. So I'm going to start to clear out. If I go and combine that with another ship, like if I combine it with the ship that was over here, and then we use these together, they can sort of then do surveys, but very, very strong. So I'll move them together as to be sort of in the same grouping. So we're going to end up with a fairly strong little fleet there. Prospector. Now, so a flagship has encountered a mysterious sleeper ship, so allows the ship to continue its journey. So respecting the sleeper's ship voyage, we choose to let it continue on its path. This decision upholds the sanctity of their mission, whatever it may be, but leaves us with unanswered questions about the origins. Terminate the passengers and salvage the ship. So choosing to terminate the alien passengers for the sake of salvaging any available advanced technology in the sleeper ship is a drastic and morally questionable decision. It's not something we would do, like role playing what we're doing. We're a little bit nihilistic, but not a hell of a lot. While it may use technological gains, it comes with a heavy burden of ending countless alien lives. So it's not something we would do lightly. Awaken the passengers and initiate contact. So waking up the alien passengers to initiate contact would provide valuable insights into culture and technology. However, this decision carries risks, as a reaction to being awakened prematurely and confronted by an unknown species is unpredictable. We do gain a colony ship there. That's interesting. Well, look, that's probably what we would do, to be honest. Bang, done. I don't know where that is. Event. So this is Watcher. So artifact of joy and resources. Your flagship discovers an ancient artifact, mysterious object. So channel the artifact through. So we get +1 manufacturing on all worlds for 20 months. Or secure it. We get a harmony beacon. What does that one do? Increase the approval of all of the target worlds by for only 25 months. I'm going to go this way. We are sort of manufacturing, and so getting that manufacturing boost. We've got a fair few worlds now, like as important sort of core worlds. Let's keep on moving out. So this one here is the settler that we picked up. Now, who have we got on board? Mum Grizzleforge, a Slime. Alright, so Slime do not require organic food to survive, but their slow growth rate hampers their ability to spread out in the galaxy. So they've got low intelligence. They're not really all that good, are they? Well, in that case, we can have them take one of those little worlds that we were looking at. That's a 3 manufacturing. Go into Raxol. Raxol in through here as well is going to be a 2 manufacturing. 2. Yeah, I'll go that way. Let's just go and get them across to that location. So we'll start to take these small areas, which will only be colonies. They're not going to be full blown anything else. They're just going to do what they sort of do there. Just going to end our turn there. Now I've got Starship refits, which leads to battle cruisers, and that's going to then sort of be. We haven't even been building fleets properly at all at this stage. We're still not really needing to do it. We've got kinetic weapon enhancements, precursor archaeology. That's to gain more benefits from precursor relics and related technologies we encounter. That's actually not bad as well. Xeno hospitality allows for the enhanced interspecies understanding and trade efficiency. This is sort of not bad for us with trade networks, but we haven't really. We need to. I'm thinking we go this way, but we're going to need to start to wipe out the various things that are sort of stopping us from getting through to open. We need to open the trade networks basically, and to do that, we need to get rid of the pirates and the nasties. So we'll end up doing that with the with this little fleet here to a large degree. All right, so here we are. We've now done everything we needed to build on this world. On Tech World. That gives me a boost to population. Gets the growth going, which I don't need that happening really. So what do we want here? The lakes, we get a bit more research there. I'm thinking research is really what we're about, even though it's costing me maintenance every time I build one of those. Do any of the others cost anything? No. They add a little bit of pollution. That's about it, really. Governor's Manor. Loyalty goes up. Actually, planetary mainframe. We were going to build this one. I get 3 with +2s in there. This one here gives me 5% research. I get 1%. So that's the base effect. It's only really, this one doesn't really do anything itself by being boosted. These do. So I'm better off placing it there, that planetary mainframe. Yeah, I'll do that, and then we can still keep on building more research in around this. So we'll go that way. Just click on done. Right, that's good. Jason's saying it's just the Budweiser frogs. I remember I did it when I was doing one of my DasTactic streams, where I just really quickly needed to do something. I showed how you could just put in random words and it would make sense of it. And so I forget what I put in there, but it was just one of those. I just put in like about 3 or 4 words that were completely unrelated, and and they generated those. But it made sense from what the words actually were. So Scratchcot's saying, how exactly do the leader stats translate into weapons and hit points? Okay, so with the ship that we've got there, like, and this is actually the reason I've been waiting for this big ship here to come back in. And again, we don't get to see the actual who's in charge here. We have to go back through to what we actually have. But you'll see there that when I go back to my leaders and go back to the command ships, and so we're looking at this ship here. This is the ship piloted by Vor Vistalet. And so the actual ship itself has got a, well, you can see now it's got the hit points of 71. We could have done this one through. We have a minister who's improving that by 7%. The medium hull is giving me +50. The hull support, and the commander is giving me +13. So that diligence there is being applied to the hit points of the ship. And the 7 resolve that we see through there is also improving what we end up having through here. So when we have a look at the, this is the overall combat rating. So the beam attack, we've got +1 from techs. We've got the plasma pods, the base attack is 15, +1 from techs. And then we've got the commander is giving me 35%. So it's actually giving me 5% for each of those resolve aspects. So it's giving me a big bonus to the actual attack itself. So without the commander, we're 35% worse off in the beam attack. So the beam attack here is about 30, and so it's incredibly strong, like a really, really strong beam attack. The thing I like about beam attacks over kinetic attacks, which is the other ship that we have over through here, the kinetic attack in through here of 20.4 can't be shot from space. You have to be in the actual combat to be able to use a kinetic attack. But the beam and the missile attacks are able to be utilized differently. And so, unfortunately, this guy doesn't have great resolve. I could drag someone else. I think we can swap them over. Do we have anyone worth recruiting at this stage? Not really. And these are very, very low level, low loyalty. So I'm not going to worry about them, I don't think. But that's sort of why this ship here. I was wanting to use this diligence to get a strong ship and really make it strong. 71 hit points is actually very, very good. Like, and then it will just get other bonuses as it goes up through the levels. So it's extremely strong ship. So anyway, we'll just keep on going. Okay, we've got the prospector's report. Flagship stumbled across a lost cargo, store it, be able to make an existing ship able to survey anomalies. Okay, well that's actually, that we could actually give that to that ship that we've just were looking at. Mine it for resources. I think I'm going to grab that. I'm going to use it on this ship because this one can't survey. If I do that, I don't need to then combine it. I can then just use it to wipe stuff out. So I'm going to make use of that. So this is the vault. This one here is the ancient survey module. So it gives me +1 flag module. At the moment, we don't have a flag module in this particular warship. If I click and drag on it, I can then apply that to that particular ship and give it the ability now to survey anomalies. So it's now, it doesn't add to its combat rating at all, but what it now does is it means I don't need to combine it with an existing survey ship. So I can now use this to come back over and actually sort these things out. So we'll move that across and get it to start to... So this here is an anomaly. This is actually a ship graveyard with the USS Enterprise in it. I don't know what that is there, but it's a ship graveyard essentially. Are the remains of less, what does it show us there? The remains of less fortunate interstellar travellers. They spawn assorted ship-related rewards. Flagships can be used to examine anomalies. This is lightly defended, so we just need a strong ship or a strong fleet to that can survey to be able to then go and do it. So I can't just do it with a normal ship. So it has to be one of these ships to be able to go off and actually do that. Idle ship back over through here. So this one's now done what it's doing. And so with this one here, I'm literally just telling this one. And this one's also fairly strong with what it does actually have. And this one, I'm just going to tell it to auto survey. So we'll just keep on going around and just keep on searching for loot, which is good. So that was the one that finished off surveying that. We then got that particular flagship module from that, and then we applied it to this ship here. So that's sort of what happened through that particular chain of events. The Spectre's Grasp, awaiting our ship in the silent void, is a Spectre's Grasp, an enigmatic artifact radiating knowledge imbuing energy. So bring the artifact on board. Appears to give vast insights when used, allowing us to gain a lot of research knowledge at once, or extract power. And we end up with crime, but we do get research. I think we'll bring the artifact on board. So that one's then going to be added in here again as well. So locates previously undiscovered bits of technology left over from the precursors, increasing the planet's base tech rating. So we end up with +2 technology rating. Might as well use it, I guess. So let's just go and use it on Tech World. Tech World is the world that we are really doing this one with. So we'll activate. Yeah, if I go and click on that one. That's just going to improve Tech World's base rating. So it's now 12. So it's going to be more and more specialised into acquiring tech for us. Discovering the core tap plans. So our fleet has uncovered abandoned plans and a unique power source from a core tap device capable of harnessing the energy of a planet's core. This is why doing the surveys is very important to get these commanders out searching for things. Secure the plans. So using the plans and power source, we can build a core tap on our worlds. Enhancing our production capabilities. This advanced technology could give us significant advantages, but also carries unknown risk. We get +2 precursor nanites. Build a core tap on our core worlds. Sell the plan. So this actually unlocks a building that we can then go and do. We can sell that one for 372 or extract the resources. I think let's go and do this one. I don't know if we could build the core tap before, but let's just go to Alcab and just to see what that would actually do if we could build one of those. So the core tap, is it down this way? There it is there. This is unique for the colony. It's going to cost us precursor nanites. What have we got with them? We've got 26. So we can build this one. This is going to give us 15% manufacturing. Maintenance goes up a little bit, and the bonus per level is manufacturing goes up by +4, and the adjacency is +2. So in this case, moving into one of these locations is going to be fairly viable actually. So if we go and actually look at that one, so you're getting +2s all the way through there. So I'd be able to then boost the manufacturing by placing it in anywhere in through here. I don't know about the food. We're down to 17. I may need that food supply, but I could build another food supply down there as well. So I don't really... Does that give me a bonus of +2 to all? So yeah, but no, it's really is the it's a manufacturing improvement. So I do ultimately get the bonuses there. I'll get a bigger boost. No, I'm only getting 2 there. Actually, what else have we got? What's this? It's tourism and approval. Approval is okay at the moment on this world. We don't get the boost there. That one does go to level 2 there. We need more manufacturing in around it. I do get the extra there. I'm thinking I'm going to ultimately end up with manufacturing all the way through here. I might wait until we've actually got this thing built. And just see what we end up with in there. Because that could end up with, we could end up with lots of manufacturing in here. Let's just leave it. Well, that's probably one of the worlds that I really do want to be building it on. And also Cragstone Prime as well. Yeah, we've got good manufacturing in through here. Now this one here is going to give me a big boost to my food as well as to manufacturing. And we're almost full with our what are we building here? We're building the precursor archive. It's taking a long time. I'll go that way. It's a bit of a waste down the bottom there, but what do the other ones give us? Military. This one goes up by plus. Yeah, it goes up a little bit extra that way. Industrial centre. Yeah, I've got a few potential population centres, so I'll place it there. So I'll go and build that one, and I'll put that one in front of that other one. So we've got a lot of things streaming into this particular world. I could go and settle this one as well, get even a bit more of a boost. That might be viable, actually. What are we building in here? Here we are building settler ships. That's fine. We'll just start to get these other smaller locations. One's poor, but it's again, it gives me a it extends my borders out by grabbing that one there, which is that one's probably worth grabbing. I love the change that they've made in GALCIV 4 with the way that the settlement works. Who's got that? This guy. All right. We'll let that happen for now. And our turn. Yeah, creates no pollution. No, it's actually surprising, isn't it? But it's a bit more of a generic type thing. It sort of it adds to all. Now that is just a probe. I just want it to keep on exploring. And I have run out of time, guys. I'm going to have to start to wind up. We'll just have a quick look. So this is Ruined Ringworld, which is a ring world that we had sort of seen. We had a lot of money coming from this world as well. So we ultimately were sort of looking at doing that with this particular world. This one here, we've got 3 or 4. So I'll be wanting to build farms in around the core world capital. I might do that now, just to get that one sort of moving along. And I might open this one up as well, so we can get a bit more. That's the that's the ring world there. We can't do anything with that. You often get that event just because if you've got the Megastructures DLC, you end up finding one of them pretty early on in the game. Okay, so relic recovery request. Detected a signature of a precursor relic within your boundaries. So we get plus 12 influence to all worlds for 12 months. Oh, they get that. Sorry, I don't mind this actually. These are sort of like space elves to a degree. And we are going to need friends in the other sector, so that doesn't affect me one way or another. So that is not a problem. So they can definitely do that, and that will then make them a bit more open to doing things. That's the ring vault. So it's actually now moving in. So that tech world will now be 14.7. If I go and just place that on the world, I just want to see if tech world, yeah, it's still 14.7. So it's still actually, even though it's in orbit now, so it's we've now got that ship in orbit around tech world, which will protect that world as well a lot. So we sort of don't need to be doing too much else in through there. The event, so a rush of excitement in our space program has spurred a lot of new candidates applying for a critical position. We should take advantage of the situation while it lasts. Now we've still got a lot of money, which is great. So if we have a quick look in here, we have a new guy, 92. He's not great, not all that good. Reveals the destinations of all their assigned civilizations fleets. Wow. Welcome to the welcome to the diplomatic corps. So we'll put him in charge of the Sud-Soaked Savages. He's our new guy. Body covered in scars they refuse to talk about. So we've got the Corsair lineage. I didn't read all these. Reveals the destinations of all their assigned civilizations fleets. Yep, okay, that's fine. So he's now off talking with these guys. Now I don't know if we're going to see when we'll start to sort of see that kick in. I mean, we're not seeing fleets at this stage, but that will be important as we sort of go to war. Let's just end our turn here. What I'll do is I'll finish this off with checking this one out here. We'll do that as the final little step. Okay, now we're boarding from Cragstone Prime. I don't want to be sending any of the specialists away, so it's just going to be coming down to one of these with where the expectations need to be fairly lowish. It doesn't matter too much. I don't want them with skills that are actually, even this one here, Mavi Point. It's a bit hard to sort of. I'm not going to worry too much about this, I don't think. And social skills are going to be potentially a bit of something we want to try to keep on our world. This one here is intelligence of 3 is actually high for my guys. I think I'll send this one out. So we'll board that one on board the actual board the colony ship, and so that's now been sent over to here. And so I'm just going to go to these little worlds, and that will just be a colony. Just go yes, and it's now just feeding back into the other world. And so I can actually go in and set things up and through here, like space elevator is minerals goes up, but maintenance goes up, so I won't worry about that one. Research lab, I won't worry about climate control. I won't worry about any of those things there. But that's just a mini, like a mini world. I will be wanting this one as well. So we are still building up more. Idle shipyard. This is at Raskol. And I'll grab another supply ship here. So we're building up quite nicely with what we're doing, and we've now got ourselves a constructor. So I've got to figure out where I want to place this. Got one Durantium there. There was one, there was 2 that's over here. Let's go this way. Oh, it's outside the range. So we're going to need something else over this way. Maybe that one? Let's go there. And that will then push the range out further. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to pick up both of these, but I can extend it by 2. So I'll see what I can do here. This is a supply ship, and let's see what these are building. Yeah, I'll just send it back to this one here. What do you want now? We've got economic development. Internal spice have we got? We got 4. I'm going to start rejecting their stuff actually. Goodbye. So we'll sort of start to gear up for war. Probably in the next episode we'll sort of be in a position to start to push them around a little bit. Got the prospector. So we've got the mineral scanner. So what does this one do? Just press shift. This is a one-time use scanner, finds previously unknown sources of minerals on a target world. So we get +2 minerals. That's actually not bad at all. I will do that one. Now, if we go to our planets, and we'll just have a quick look and sort of see, that's manufacturing in through there. Even Tech World's actually doing pretty well there. Alcarb 1 looks to be the best in terms of what it can actually then go and do. But if we added in, like, we're probably going to ultimately want the minerals here at Cragstone Prime. So the base there of 7.9. And we are really building this on up for manufacturing. So I'm thinking that our home world, it makes sense for us to put that here. So that is the mineral scanner. That will allow us to really get our production thumping along. So even more wealth. Now we're doing 44.4 at that particular location, which is great. Let's go back to the advisors again. Another survey report. So there's an extension matrix in the capsule, a rare ship upgrade that will increase the weapon range of the ship that is upgraded with it. What are your orders? So this one here is a free extension matrix ship upgrade. Again, I'd like to put that on that other ship. Sell. Yeah, no, we'll definitely take this one on board. And so that one again, this is the ship that I'm wanting to keep on boosting. ISO Shadow, this cruiser. So I'm going to use that there as well. It's tactical thruster. Hang on, where is it? Maybe we have to build it. We might have to build it. Getting closer. Another settler. Yeah, that one there is pretty basic. Let's just board that one. Done. So we'll grab the colony ship, and I just want to extend things out this way. So we'll go that way as well. So it's just got to go to these little sort of crappy worlds. I like what they've done with this. Adding the shitty worlds in and giving them some sort of value is quite nice. You know, you don't have to think about them. You don't have to manage them. They just basically do the mining. They're just mining outposts. So we've got a few little worlds like this, just that we can sort of start to now pick up. We have new research. We've got mining missions. Again, that's not bad. This one here gives me different extractors. Improved armor science. That's actually probably the one, really. Go that way. Because we are sort of gearing up now for war. We have an idle core world. This is at Alcarb 1, which is our manufacturing world. And at this stage, if I do that one, I can just get a few more citizens on the world. I might just go and do that. It's gonna, wow, I can build things so fast here now. We were going to do the core tap as well. Now that we know what this is, this wetlands. I've got the manufacturing. I think we just go in here and just keep on getting more of these in around them. Let's queue those up. So this is back at Cragstone Prime. All right, so we've got the one more settler, I think. And we're going to be able to start to really pump out the ships from here, like now that we've got the manufacturing thumping along there as well. So we've got good things happening here. Another survey report. Flagship comes under a drifting cargo container, so acquire the goods. We get +5 income for 50 months. That's good. We're down to just -4. And we're still building things up, which is nice. We haven't had to change our taxation at all. And we're still, we're quite comfortable. Let's have a quick look and see if there's anyone else that's come in. This one here is pretty good as well. 20 months remaining on him. Again, I'm looking at sort of these sorts of things, thinking that's actually, he's got good loyalty. I'll leave it for a little while. We'll probably look at that one next turn. Here we come. Here we come. That's that colony ship that we picked up. Okay, this is not always being defended. Should we engage them in battle? Yes, we should. Now we've actually just took them on. We didn't actually take any damage. Unfortunately, we don't get to see what. I thought we'd see a battle at least, but anyway, that's we crushed them. This one's now gone up a level, so we can actually now go and upgrade the ship. So we have another Illyrium cell that we can then go and add in. Because this one already has beam attack, a very, very strong beam attack. We've got the extension matrix. Increase the range of the ship weapons by 25%. That's actually not bad. Reinforced hull is going to give me 20% extra hit points and another +4. It's not bad as well. The Illyrium cell, though, it's sort of like the beam attack of another +2. Like that's going to give me. It's not going to make that much difference, That one there would. The extension matrix, to get the extra range in combat, just means that we can fire early. I like the idea of that as well. But I'm thinking the reinforced hull cost me 3 Durantium, and I've got a fair bit of Durantium now. If I go over that one there, 88 hit points, this is a lot already. Let's do the upgrade with that. So we're 107 now. Extremely strong. Now, do we have any more of those little areas? Yeah, there's... Oh no, that's an economic relic. I'll be wanting to get some of these things actually down this way. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else that's really going to be costing us too much. Now that one's heavily defended. I might do a save scum at that point. Let's have a look and see what we end up getting. But we'll do that one next turn, or next time we play. Should be in about a week's time. All right, then we've got this world. This is Alcab 4, which we haven't really sort of figured out what we're going to do here yet. Manufacturing is very high there. And we will need more. Yeah, this manufacturing is great on this world. It's more thulium. We're doing pretty well with thulium, so that's not really something we need. Got military there. Yeah, there was something we could do. I might even leave it here and then come back in and actually deal with this planet at the start of the next episode, and then sort of do a bit of a deeper dive into what we want to do there. We've got a survey report. So we end up with +3 Durantium or cell. I'll get the Durantium at this stage. The ISO Shadow Survey. Oh, here we go. Our ships find pirates attacking the ship of the Boric the Quick. Their vessels swoop in and the pirates quickly scatter. Boric decides that the galaxy has grown too dangerous for a single mercenary and offers to join our armada. The catch, we have to rebuild his ship, so it seems reasonable. So we'll check him in for the shipyard. So prospect his ship unlocked at your shipyard. So that's something that's now just come in as well. If we go back to one of the shipyards, I don't know if if we see it. There it is there. It's a frigate. I'll throw it in there as well. Yeah, we can only build it once. Okay, that's fine. And this one here, Pound X, is a siege. That's actually is our siege ship. That's our classic siege ship. So the Prospector is one that we will be building. So I'll wait again. I'll leave that where that is in the queue. So guys, when I've winded up here, so Spring Plague and see, Daz, have you ever tried to play as a Baratech race? No, I haven't actually. I did look at it, but I didn't actually really sort of do much with it. Being able to cover over time transform all dead worlds to a minor worlds can give you a nice boost of planets. Oh, I didn't know that they did that actually. Can you put on more components on that ship? I don't think. I think it's just what it is. Oh, no, I can't. I can either just get rid of it. No, I can't. I'm just now too late. Sorry. So you can put more components on Prospector. You can edit it. Can I? How do I edit it once it's in here? Have I just lost it? No. Damn it. Damn it. I just got rid of that other ship. Ah, damn it. Oh well. It's back there now. I can edit the doctrine, but I can't just redesign the ship. Put the settler back in. Oh, that's only 2 turns. That's all right. Choose design you already have and choose the prospector. I can only build. I can edit doctrine, but I can't edit the ship. I don't think. Yeah, design new ship class with the prospector. Only a small hull. Where am I seeing? Oh, yeah, actually, I do have a lot I can place on this one. You're right. Well, we might come back and do that one first up next time as well. So can I build more of these? Yeah, okay, so I can actually add a lot to it. I'll do that next turn actually. Next time we do it. So I'll just click on done. Yeah. So I'll try to remember that that's actually what we're going to be doing. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, guys, I do have to leave it there. So thanks for watching. Hi, Radomir. How you going? Saying, hey, DasTactic, are you British? No, I'm Australian. It's early in the morning and I've got to actually go for a swim. I'm actually now running 20 minutes late. So I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow to play some Distant Worlds 2. So I'll catch you then if you're around. Thanks for watching. I'll see you then.